A raft drifts under me on the frigid sea like a single leaf bobbing in the swell, and a gust of wind so cold it makes my spine lock jolts me awake. I open my eyes slowly, confirm that I really am lying on a raft with nothing but a salvage net and a fishing rod beside me, and look out at a horizon crowded with ice floes and seabirds diving at the waterline. The only thought my brain can produce is a dazed run of questions. Where am I? What am I doing here? How did I end up on this thing? Because the last thing I remember is pulling an all-nighter at my desk at home, hunched over yet another grind mill chapter for the novel website I had been scraping by on for 2.5 years. I was a failed author living off nothing but the full attendance bonus, working like a production team donkey so my reader daddies in the comment section could keep enjoying their daily 10,000-word update. And somewhere between one sentence and the next my eyes closed, and now I have evidently opened them in another world. A cold, electronic voice speaks without warning, and I look down at my left wrist to find a blue bracelet fastened there, welcoming me as a chosen one to the ICC survival world, warning me to forget everything about civilization because it no longer matters, telling me what I must do is grow stronger and survive, and wishing me luck. Tens of billions of people transmigrated at once is absurd on its face, but I accept the fact and open the bracelet anyway. A semi-transparent screen unfolds with 5 modules: survival manual, personal information, crafting table, communication channel, trade platform, and I tap into the manual first. It tells me the raft beneath my feet is the foundation of my life, and I should treat it like my wife, that wood upgrades it and can add a house, that nights are lethally cold and I need campfire and quilt before then, that the salvage net drags ice floes off the surface with supplies and weapons inside, and that melted ice is my fresh water, that the fishing rod pulls materials, edible fish, but also treasure boxes and absurdities like overalls or whole chickens or basketballs, out of the sea, and that the water is full of violent sea beasts, sharks chief among them, and that I should expand the raft to the maximum to resist their attacks. Personal information lists me as Jinpeng with 0 psionic energy and a rank 0 physique. Psionic energy comes from beast cores taken off sea beasts, upgrades my physique, and evolves beast pets. The communication channel turns out to be a global chat. 10 billion world population, just me within a 10-kilometer radius. Coordinates 550, 865, and the chat is already a zoo. People screaming about sharks circling their rafts, couples crying for each other, the inevitable crowd of show-offs and singles, someone smugly asking why nobody has a system or Goldfinger yet, someone else declaring she will gladly be the fiancé of any lucky man who's bound to system. Someone claims to have fished up a chicken, and that settles it. The manual wasn't exaggerating and I need to move. I'm about to start salvaging ice when a cold voice drops into my head without warning, announcing that the Ocean Overlord System is activating and binding to host. I catch myself grinning, of course I'm the protagonist, and ask what it does. To help the host become the Ocean Overlord, it says, with daily signing rewards that grow with streaks, weekly and monthly bonuses on top. A newbie gift pack arrives on the next breath, and I use it without hesitation. A survival gift pack, 10 Tier 1 beast cores, and a Tier 1 beast pet, Jiao Shark. The pack and 10 blue gems land in my hands at the same instant that 2 meters and several hundred kilograms of shark pounce into my arms, and I feel my ribs grind as the thing rubs its head against my chest like a little wife. The panel lists her as Jiao Shark, Tier 1 sea beast, no skills, the most common sea beast in the ocean. Teeth sharp, nose keen for blood. Glutton, gentle and curious. Suitable for steaming, braising, or grilling, with a side note that my own scent is making her drool, and a reminder that once a sea beast becomes a beast pet, it becomes a loyal little licker dog that will not harm its master. She addresses me as master and asks whether I'm moved, promising to fetch fish and drift ice and fight any sea beast that attacks me, and I tell her with a cold sweat on my forehead that I don't dare move, that she nearly crushed me coming in, and to please get off before my back snaps. She hums an O and slides into the water, circling the raft excitedly. I catch my breath, inspect the survival gift pack, 100 wood, 50 stone, 5 iron ingots, a 5-pronged trident, 1 backpack, exquisite grade trident with 100 durability, and almost sink the raft under the pile before stuffing most of it into the backpack, which behaves like a space ring with 10 stored types but infinite count per type. I exchange all 10 Tier 1 beast cores at 20 psionic energy each for 200 points. And although I could evolve the Jiao Shark, I spend the 100 points on physique instead, because the cold is already cutting to bone even at noon. Physique strengthening obtained. Tier 1 physique. Warmth floods my body instantly, and I realize I could handle sub-zero temperatures now, though not the minus 40 or 50 nights the manual warned about. Then I remember the daily check-in. Check-in successful. Obtained. 5 steamed buns, 10 small sea fish, 5 Tier 1 beast cores, 1 Tier 1 beast pet Jiao Shark. I barely have time to cry out before the second shark materializes in my arms on a flash of light, but my strengthened body catches her this time and I pitch her into the sea. 300 or 400 kilos, and I grumble that only my upgraded physique saved me from being flattened. This one is male, and the moment he spots the female, his eyes turn to hearts, and he starts circling her like a dog at a bone. I realize I need to name them before things get chaotic. Looking at the female eating a fish she's just caught, I christen her Shark Eagle. a name meant to carry the ferocity of a raptor. She stares blankly up at me and asks, almost mechanically, whether she's being insulted, and I tell her firmly that her feeling is wrong. Then, turning to the male with his overlong fins, I declare that since a fin is like a shark's arm, he shall be Shark Arm, my crouching dragon and fledgling phoenix, Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. Shark Arm blinks up at me with those big dull eyes and asks whether we can change the name, because Shark Arm sounds terrible, and I refuse. It's a great name, I say, and when he turns to Shark Eagle for backup, she just tells him it sounds fine. So he decides that if she likes it, he likes it, and squeals from now on I'm Shark Arm. Simp, I think, a disgrace to sharks, but I only roll my eyes and send them out with the order to push every nearby ice floe to me, because salvaging ice alone would be too slow. While they're away, I feed the 5 sign-in Tier 1 beast cores into psionic energy for 100 more points, and admire my updated panel, 200 psionic energy, Tier 1 physique, 2 Jiao Shark pets. Evolving them matters more than another physique upgrade. They fight in water and I don't, and they'll be my front line if any wild sea beast attacks. Shark Eagle returns pushing 5 ice floes, preens for praise, and I tell her she's been obedient as I reach to pat her head. She rubs her forehead against me like a little simp, and I use Evolve Beast Pet without warning. A ball of light leaves the bracelet, sinks into her body, and she doubles in length on the spot, from 2 meters to 4, from a few hundred kilos to well over a ton. Tier 2 beast pet Jiao Shark. She roars skyward, revealing dozens of sharpened fangs, and tells me she feels full of power. It's a pity it was over in seconds, she says. And could we do it again, Master? No, I tell her. I'm out of psionic energy and can't evolve anything else right now. Ah, already unable, she says mock disappointedly, and I roll my eyes at the innuendo and tell her I need beast cores. I don't have enough. She glances sideways at Shark Arm, who is just arriving with another floe, and suggests I could dig his out, which would at least spare her his harassment. I don't do it, of course, but Shark Arm arrives and gapes at her new size with hearts in his eyes, and she tells him flatly that in her eyes he's nothing but a skinny dog, and to leave her alone. He looks at me with betrayed eyes. Master, I don't want to be a skinny dog, and I just shake my head and tell him if he wants to evolve, he better hunt more sea beasts and make her reconsider. While they push more ice, I pick up the floes one by one and smash them with a fist, getting only ice cubes for most, cursing my luck, until a notification chimes with 3 small sea fish and another with a Tier 2 beast core. Ice floes can contain beast cores too, and a Tier 2 at that, worth 50 psionic energy each. 4 Tier 2 cores would be enough to bring Shark Arm up too. 13 small sea fish join my food total between the check-in, the steamed buns, and the floes. It'll be lunch and dinner. I need fire. The crafting table lists a bonfire at 5 wood and 5 stone, and I build it on the raft, stones between the flame and the wood so it won't ignite anything, and I lay 5 small sea fish beside the flame to grill. The aroma carries, and a furious roar answers it. A 2-meter shark is tearing across the water straight at me, jaws wide, eyes red with hunger. I'm not afraid. I'm excited. This is the perfect test for Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. The panel brings up the attacker. Jiao Shark, Tier 1 sea beast, skill bite at beginner. A quarter more tooth sharpness. Bite sounds trivial, but on a shark whose only real weapon is its teeth, it's a full quarter of extra attack. I tell Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to take it down, and they roar in unison and charge. Shark Eagle, now Tier 2, leads her partner far behind. She leaps from the water and lands on the Jiao Shark's back, biting off its dorsal fin in a single chomp. Smart. She knows his teeth are dangerous and won't clash head-on, so she shreds his dorsal, then his pectorals, then his tail, pinning his attention to her, and while he's fixated, Shark Arm dives under his belly and tears a chunk out of his abdomen. Blood clouds the water. He loses strength, and the pair finish him together in under half a minute. I am stunned. A Tier 2 really is overwhelming. They push what's left of the head to me. The bracelet announces decomposing corpse, and I collect 20 portions of Tier 1 sea beast meat, 30 sharp teeth, 1 Tier 1 beast core, and a beginner skill stone, Bite, plus a system-wide announcement that I'm the first chosen one in the ice sea world to kill a Tier 1 sea beast, earning the title Sea Brave, which increases my own and my pet's combat power by 10%. A 10% stacking bonus on every pet I'll ever raise. With 100 pets, it's terrifying. With thousands, it's an army. And I love it already. The skill stone reads that either chosen ones or beast pets can learn Bite for a quarter more tooth sharpness, and I prefer soft food, so I hand it to Shark Eagle. Her skill list jumps to 4/5. Wait, there's a cap? 5 skills per pet. Fine, I tell myself. I'll focus skill stone growth on Shark Arm and my future pets, and if Shark Eagle gets stuffed with beginner skills, she'll just have to cope. The sharp teeth are weapon craft material I don't need. They can go on the trade platform. The 20 portions of Tier 1 sea beast meat is more than I can eat. I'll list half on the trade platform too. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm inform me with straight faces that they didn't eat the head because it tastes awful and was left in respect for me. I thank them through gritted teeth for their conscience, mutter that they really do have a conscience, just not much, and move on. I list 10 portions of Tier 1 sea beast meat on the trade platform at 20 units of any material, each excluding ice, and post the offer in the trading channel. The channel detonates. Exclamations. Someone asking how I killed a shark. Somebody bowing in respect. Flirts offering to warm my bed. An inevitable "did you get a system cheat?" question, which I deny fast. Claiming I just ate a few Tier 2 beast cores from ice flows and hit Tier 1 physique and killed a small shark, which other chosen ones happily confirm from their own experiences, physique upgrades and streaking in the ice included. Private messages start hitting. 20 wood for 1 portion of meat. Done. 10 stone for half a portion because the buyer is starving. Done. A profit at that. Then a player offering 10 portions for 200 units claims he has something I'll want. He sends a photo of a colorful stone. Skill enhancement stone. Raises a skill by 1 tier. From beginner to intermediate. Doubling effect. Described as very rare. Perfect timing. I was worried about Shark Eagle being stuck at beginner bite and losing out later. I haggle down to 8 portions and the deal goes through, and I feed the stone straight to Shark Eagle. Her bite jumps to intermediate, 100% tooth sharpness. Her attack has doubled. I message the seller to ask how he got the stone. He says he fished up an iron chest, the lowest of the chest tiers. Iron, bronze, silver, gold, purple gold, and pulled the skill stone out of it along with wood and stone. His luck was god tier. Maybe I should fish more. I trade 2 more portions of meat for 20 linen rope and 20 hay, convert the freshly scavenged Tier 2 core and the new Tier 1 into psionic energy, and sit down with 5 small sea fish, 2 steamed buns, and 1 portion of sea beast meat. Small fish are almost nothing without scale and bone, but the sea beast meat turns out to taste like chicken. The raft itself is still level 0, 5 meters by 5 meters, described as fragile and demanding an urgent upgrade. I have the wood. I upgrade to level 1 10 by 10 with real defense. With the upgrade, the raft balloons 4-fold, and I grin. 100 square meters is already bigger than the rental I had in my past life. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm come racing back in a panic, telling me sharks are coming. A pack of 5, the leader a mad shark no smaller than Shark Eagle. The bloody water from the first kill has drawn them from more than 10 kilometers out. The pets say, sharks smell blood at that range even when I can't. I smile. More fodder for Shark Eagle's new intermediate bite. The leader roars out of the water, 4 meters long and even bulkier than Shark Eagle. The panel reads Mad Shark, Tier 1, no skills, but stronger and faster than a same tier Jiao Shark, with a jab in the description about being good for the brain dead to eat, which just earns a scowl from me. The Mad Shark roars at my pets that he wants to make me his food, Shark Arm his lackey, and Shark Eagle his wife. I laugh. Dares to call my pet his wife and recruit my subordinate, and order them forward. Shark Eagle lures him under while his 4 underlings trail, then dives, circles, activates bite, teeth flaring white, doubled sharpness, plus the title's 10% for 110% combat power, and severs his tail in 1 chomp. Blood gushes, his balance collapses, and she rides her dorsal fin like a blade through his body, slicing him in half. Meanwhile, 2 Jiao Sharks are ramming my raft and rebounding as their own foreheads bump uselessly against level 1 defense. One opens wide to bite and I drive the 5-pronged trident through its eye, straight through the brain. The title boost plus Tier 1 physique makes me feel almost invincible. I almost yell who's next but keep my mouth shut because it would just pull more sharks. The second fleeing Jiao Shark tries to swim towards Shark Arm, who is tied up with the other 2, and I launch the trident like a javelin. 1-shot kill through the skull. Shark Arm is trading flesh for flesh with the remaining 2. Just as one bites for his fin, a water column from Shark Eagle's tail hurls it away. Saving him, he immediately offers her a kiss. She whips him across the face with her tail and tells him to sit aside injured while she finishes the rest, which she does in under half a minute. The sea is dyed red, and the bracelet lists my loot. 120 Tier 1 sea beast meat, 5 Tier 1 beast cores, 200 sharp teeth. That's 100 psionic energy from the cores, totaling 170, just 30 short of evolving Shark Arm. But the blood cloud here will pull the whole ocean down on me. I have to leave. Thankfully, I traded for that linen rope earlier. I synthesize the 20 lengths of rope into 2 10-meter lines, tie one end of each to Shark Eagle and Shark Arm's dorsal fins, and the other end to the raft, and tell them to pull me anywhere the stench cannot reach us. They haul, and within minutes we're gliding, while behind us the blood cloud draws in more and more sharks that devour the scraps and then each other, in a cascading frenzy. 3 hours and roughly 60 kilometers later, they report that the blood scent is gone. And I stop. The communication channel reads world population 9,999,848,653, regional population 20 within 10 kilometers, coordinates 2498-1865, 150,000 dead in barely 4 hours, and the sun is already heading west. Night is coming and the temperature will plunge. I don't have time for charity. I need a wooden house before dark. The crafting table lists a wooden house at 50 wood. I synthesize a 5x5 shelter in the center of the raft that reads a warning in its description. It shields from wind and rain and cold, but not from giant hail, lightning, or sea beasts. Giant hail that can smash car roofs. I upgraded immediately to level 1, a 6x6 box that adds resistance to hail, lightning, and low-level sea beasts, and dragged the bonfire inside. It's empty. I need a bed, mattress, pillow, quilt, pot, and bucket. I still haven't had a sip of water. I craft a wooden bucket for 5 wood, stuff ice into it, and realize melting is going to take forever. So I craft a stone stove for 20 stone and an iron pot for 5 iron ingots. Slide the bonfire under the stove, set the pot on top, pour ice into the pot, and throw in extra logs to push the melt along. The bed costs 20 wood, the grass mat 20 hay, the quilt 25 cotton, which I don't have yet. I take out 10 portions of sea beast meat, walk out, and toss into Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. Subordinates need treating right, telling them to push every surrounding ice floe over while I sit down and fish. Fishing net, fishing rod, both permanent. I throw the hook and wait. First pull, a genuine leather basketball dry as if the sea never touched it. I laugh. What am I supposed to do with a basketball on a raft? Maybe I'll keep it as a pet toy, let Shark Eagle and Shark Arm balance it like dolphins. Then 2 rolls of toilet paper. Thank God. I don't have to consider wiping myself with shark fins. Ice cubes, 5 at a time, and then again, and again. Chopsticks, a wooden bowl, a wooden cup, a little cotton. Over an hour of fishing yields mostly junk. 30 ice cubes, 10 cotton, 5 wood, 5 iron ore. The iron ore is raw, it'll need a furnace to melt into iron ingots. I keep fishing, cursing for a chest, and pull up a sanitary pad, a pair of black silk stockings, a set of fishnet stockings, and my sense of reality tilts. Our body pillows in here too, ideally with Tsunade or Kurumi or Asuna printed on them, because I'd sleep with one every night. Then something new lands. A mysterious blueprint, described as extremely rare, unrolling into a random synthesis plan for a technological or elemental weapon, firearm, staff, and so on. A flash of white light and the paper fills with text. Congratulations, revolver synthesis blueprint. The blueprint dissolves into a ball of light, enters my bracelet, and the crafting table suddenly has plans for a revolver and for ammunition. I could fight sea beasts from the raft at range now. The revolver wants 5 iron ingots, 5 iron nails. Easy 1 ingot makes 5. 5 wood. Ammunition wants gunpowder and iron ingot, and gunpowder wants saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. Charcoal I can burn from wood. Saltpeter and sulfur are rare and will have to come off the trade platform. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm return with 50 ice floes. The yield of floes here was poor and they had to range far, and I thanked them with another 10 portions of meat, smashing the floes nets 100 ice cubes, 10 small sea fish, 10 large shrimp, 10 crab, 15 wood, 5 stone. I'll have a bed tonight. A crouching dragon and fledgling phoenix at my side makes me miles ahead of anyone else. An indifferent voice drops into the bracelet. Night has fallen. Temperatures will crash below -70 in some areas. Rain, snow, and hail possible. Sea beasts will be exceptionally violent. They will also emerge in the darkness, so prepare yourself, and please do not close your eyes. Friendly reminder, you can collect rain and snow with wooden buckets. I don't know what they are, but if they rank beside sea beasts, I'll meet them when I meet them. Outside, the cold plunges fast, colder than a northern winter, and I bolt into the wooden house. The ice on the stove has boiled to water. I pour a cup of hot water into a wooden cup, nurse it warm between my palms, think that I really need a thermos, or cold water will wreck my stomach, and estimate 50 ice cubes make about half a liter, so 100 make a liter. I boil a bucket's worth and use the rest to cook, because tonight, besides sea beast meat, I have real crab and large shrimp. In my past life, I couldn't afford shrimp once a year and had only tasted crab once, at a friend's wedding, sitting at the kids' table and snatching one from them. I drop 10 crabs and shrimps into the pot, stoke the fire with 3 logs, and half an hour later crack a shell and let the roe slide straight into my mouth. Authentic. I scroll the communication channel while I eat. This is my anime during dinner substitute. And the channel is full of the freezing, the starving, the people just learning about campfires from a video another player posted. Nobody is selling wood or hay or cotton in the trading channel. One player broadcasts a tier 2 sea beast's large intestine he salvaged, 10 pounds uncleaned and reeking, begging the crowd for advice on whether to eat it. Another girl begs anyone for toilet paper because she is mid-squat. Since I have exactly what she needs, I private message her, confirm she really wants it, send a photo as proof, and ask what resources she has. Besides, small fish she has 5 logs, 10 units of crude iron ore, and over 30 units of sulfur. Sulfur. My jaw drops. I was searching in iron shoes and this girl has it stockpiled. I ask why she didn't list it on the trade platform and she answers, reasonably, that nobody needs sulfur right now when everyone's starving and freezing, so listing it would be moronic. She nearly calls me moronic in the process, and my smile curls. I type back a price. 2 portions of sulfur for 1 portion of toilet paper. She agrees instantly. 2 portions of sulfur land in my hands and the toilet paper tally decreases by 1 sheet. She comes back furious, saying she meant a roll, and I point out that I said 1 portion, and 1 portion is 1 sheet. She calls it robbery, and I calmly ask whether she can refuse me and whether she plans to trade her food for paper, or whether she intends to wipe herself with her bare hand after every number 2, and then cook, launder, and salvage with that same hand. In the end, she capitulates and trades me 30 portions of sulfur for 15 sheets. With sulfur secured, I need saltpeter. I split 50 portions of sea beast meat into 2 batches on the trade platform and broadcast 2 buy orders. 1 portion of meat for 5 portions of saltpeter, 1 portion of meat for 15 portions of iron ore or iron ingots, 25 portions each. The channel explodes. So generous. Who is this? What does he want saltpeter for? Who even has saltpeter who could gather 15 portions of iron ore that fast? How did he get so much meat in the first place? 5 minutes later, a trader accepts the iron offer, delivering 55 raw iron ore plus 5 iron ingots, enough for the revolver. But the saltpeter offer attracts a grandstanding moralist instead, who lectures me in the channel that I am hoarding food while people starve and begs me to give out 100-gram scraps as charity. A crowd agrees with him, crying that I'm selfish. I smile and reply, "You're all absolutely right, food is indeed too precious. So I've decided to raise the price." Saltpeter is now 10 portions for 1 meat iron ore 20 for 1, up 5 in both cases. The moralists freeze, and everyone else lights them on fire. One player who is 1 piece of iron short of his trade curses them with a professional viciousness. The channel becomes a roast. I watch the fireworks with deep satisfaction, close the channel, and finish the shrimp and crab. The channel hasn't finished roasting the moralists when my buy orders get 1 more taker. The iron ore seekers who'd grinded themselves down to 10 and 11 portions short of the threshold curse their moralist accusers into mulch. And I close the public chat and craft in private. The wooden house still needs a real bed. The crafting table lists a wooden bed at 20 wood. I synthesize it, a grass mat from 20 hay, and buy 20 cotton for 2 portions of sea beast meat off the trade platform to make the quilt and pillow. A fragrance rises from the fresh wood, and for the first time since arriving on this raft, the box around me feels like a home. I take stock. 7 wood, 40 stone, 5 iron ingots, 60 iron ore, 130 ice cubes, 2 cotton, 30 portions of sulfur, 58 portions of tier 1 sea beast meat, 10 small sea fish, and assorted sharp teeth with the junk pile, black silk stockings, fishing net, basketball, 2 rolls of toilet paper, tossed beside the trident. I pour the 130 ice cubes into the bucket so there'll be water by morning. I'm still 10 stone short of a furnace, which the gunpowder path needs, and the priority stays saltpeter. I'm about to tuck myself in when the bracelet dings. A private message from the toilet paper girl. She's calling me brother, and I tell her to stop trying to lay an egg and speak or get lost because I'm sleepy. She asks whether I have more sea beast meat to trade since she only has sulfur left, and I set the price at 20 portions of sulfur per meat. She calls it robbery. I raise it to 25 and warn her that if she complains again, I'll raise it further until she's starving at midnight with nothing she can afford. She snaps that she'd rather starve or jump into the sea than beg a jerk like me, that her name is Yuxian, and that if she ever begs me, she'll call me daddy. I tell her to suit herself and close my eyes. Yuxian, nice name I think, and drift off. 2 hours later, I'm yanked awake by a cascade of dings. Daddy, I was wrong, Daddy. Yuxian apparently has a stomach that growls louder than her pride. She says she's so hungry she's crying and agrees to the price. I tell her it's 30 portions now because she woke me. She accepts. 60 portions of sulfur land in my hands for 2 portions of meat, and I stare at that heap of sulfur and ask her how a girl on a raft has stockpiled so much. She doesn't know. She says every time she salvages floating ice or fishes, she gets sulfur and hardly any food, and that it isn't cold around her. The seawater is steaming like a hot spring. There are no sea beasts, and she sends me a photo to prove it. Steaming seawater and sulfur in abundance. An underwater volcano. Magma heats the water. Cold-blooded beasts flee. Ice flows don't form, which is exactly why she's starving. I offer her a 50% discount on future meat trades for her coordinates, and she hands them over instantly. The distance between us is vast, no way to reach her in any short time. That settles it. Yuxian has to live, because she is the only sulfur pipeline I'll ever have, and I can't supply my future gunpowder appetite any other way. I message her back with the offer. Give me some face, be my employee. What? She replies. Am I joking? I'm not, I tell her. I need bulk sulfur and saltpeter. She's the only source. I'm hiring. I remind her that her sea area has almost no drift ice, that fresh water is her bottleneck, that without water she's got 3 days, and that right now, the seawater around her raft is seawater she just took a dump in. After a long pause, she sends, "Let me think about it." Then 10 minutes later caves. We haggle the rate. 10 sulfur for 1 sea beast meat, 20 sulfur for 1 liter of fresh water. Other resources case by case. High volume, low margin. Since food and water are effortless for me and sulfur converts to gunpowder, I come out ahead. She accepts and we add each other as friends, which trades anonymity for profile pictures, and I finally see her. Campus belle of a well-known university is exactly the right phrase. Pretty face, hot body, well endowed. I grin that I've made the campus belle my worker, daydreaming of promoting her to personal secretary, when a panicked private message shatters it. Feng Appa, she types. Did you see someone filmed the ghost ship in water ghouls? I snap to the public chat. And there's a video. A tattered black pirate skull ship drifting with scaled humanoid monsters shambling across its deck like zombies, and below the clip a panel card. Water ghoul, tier 1, also called drowned or sunken corpses. Former humans consumed by the ocean. Excellent swimmers, no reason, immense strength, teeth and claws bearing cadaveric poison. Scales hardening their defense, only weakness the head. Nocturnal fearing sunlight. Actively hunting humans and sea beasts, evolving after feeding on sea beast meat. So every person who dies in this ocean becomes one of these. I checked the world population, 9,999,500,458. Almost 500,000 dead in one day, and if all of them came back as water ghouls, we'd have a horde inside a week. The channel is already a chorus of screams. I step outside into the cold and sure enough, 15 water ghouls are swimming toward my raft. All tier 1, no tier 2s among them, which lets me breathe, since 15 on 3 against creatures roughly my tier is still bad odds for a raft defender alone. I call Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. They've been smelling the corpse stench for minutes, and they're ready. Go eat, I tell them, and mind the poison claws. Shark Eagle launches out of the sea and comes down jaws open, swallowing a water ghoul whole and chewing twice before it goes down. By morning it'll be droppings. The massive 10 water ghouls swarm her back in fins, biting with everything they have, and her tier 2 hide takes it without a scratch. Shark Arm sprints and cursing that nobody gets to bite sister Shark Eagle before he does. Snaps the heads off 2 ghouls in transit, lunges at the ones clinging to her back, and accidentally catches her dorsal fin in the process. She roars that it hurts, and to let go. He apologizes profusely and keeps grinning, because for sharks a hard bite is the way they express affection, and in his mind he's just stolen a first kiss. I'm watching the comedy when a low growl comes from behind me. 2 water ghouls have climbed onto the raft, and a third is underneath, scraping the level 1 hull with claws they can't get through. The 2 on deck accelerate at me like dogs at a bone. The first reaches me in 2 strides and takes the trident through the body. 5 holes, no effect, because water ghouls need a head strike, so I swing up through its skull and it drops. The second grabs the trident shaft with strength noticeably above mine even with the 10% Sea Brave boost, and while we stalemate, the third climbs over the aft of the raft to flank me. A pincer from 2 sides, smart enough for a creature rumored to have no intelligence. But I'm smiling because midnight has just passed. The bracelet asks whether I want to begin the daily check-in, and I tell it yes. Second day check-in successful. 5 steamed buns, 10 small sea fish, 5 tier 1 beast cores, 1 tier 1 pet Jiao Shark. The third shark materializes right above the water ghoul behind me, and swallows it on the instant. I pivot and drive my heel into the front ghoul's kneecap, which buckles. Their joints are fragile even if their bodies aren't, and ram the trident through the skull as it drops to a knee. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm finish their side, and the raft is mine again. The new Jiao Shark addresses me softly as master, voice gentle like a soft girl, and I realize I have to name her. The names of my future pets will run on a numbering scheme. Ling, 1, own, all the way to 10,000. And since Ling sounds like 0, I christen her Sha Ling. She smiles, delighted. Shark Arm rushes up to greet the new companion, girl, and she responds with a hee-hee that makes Shark Eagle's jaw tighten on the spot. I decompose the 2 water ghoul corpses and harvest 8 hard scale and 2 tier 1 ghost crystals. Hard scales are thin, hard, sea-suited armor material. Ghost crystals are like beast cores, essence of a water ghoul, exchangeable for 20 psionic energy each. My eyes light up. Water ghouls are far easier to kill than sea beasts, and if I can hunt them at volume, I can stack psionic energy fast. My panel reads 170 points from the day's cores. The new 5 from check-in plus the 2 ghost crystals add 140 more, and I convert it all. 310 points. I call Shark Arm over, wounded from the earlier sea beast fight and now bleeding again from the ghoul fight, and evolve him. His body doubles, fins and dorsal and tail balloon, until he's 5 meters long and visibly bigger than Shark Eagle. He roars his thanks and promises to conquer Sister Shark Eagle's heart this time. I roll my eyes. Sha Ling slides up to him with glowing eyes, calls him big brother, bites at his fin gently as a first kiss, and Shark Arm flounders, charmed. Shark Eagle finishes her perimeter sweep and reports no water ghouls within 5 kilometers. She's strongest, and I want her close. I tell all 3 of them to rest, and Shark Arm immediately struts back over to Shark Eagle to show off his new muscle. She bares her teeth, tier 2 with intermediate bite, still crushing him in any real contest, and tells him to get lost or lose a piece. Sha Ling sidles in with a sweet voice. Big sister is so scary. Big brother, let's stay away. Hee hee, your little sister will never be mean to you like her. Shark Arm drifts off with her, disappointed and dazzled in equal measure. Holy shit, I think. She's been in my pack for 10 minutes and she's already a green tea shark. The channel is buzzing about water ghoul attacks across the world. Many killed, many more converted ghost crystals to psionic energy. And the world population reads 9,999,409,18. Another 100,000 dead since I last checked, and dawn is hours off. The trade platform is already in an uproar over ghost crystals. I jump in with my own post. 1 crystal for 1 sea beast meat, 2 crystals for 3, buy 2 get 1 free, first come first served, and move 6 portions of meat for 5 crystals, netting 100 psionic energy. I put it straight into physique, jumping to rank 2. I would have evolved pets instead, but the raft can't be infiltrated again, so defense first. Before bed, I private message Yusion to check she's alive. She is. No water ghouls in her hot spring sea. The temperature drives them off, as I expected. I sleep on a hard wooden board with only a grass mat, telling myself that compared to the freezing, starving millions, this is paradise, and wake at midday to a channel full of the usual zoo. A girl begging for rescue and offering to bear someone's children. A jerk parading a bowl of seafood ramen just to torment the hungry. Someone threatening to wash his face with urine and report him. I'm about to keep scrolling when Yusion messages, Fang Oppa, look what I got, and sends a photo of niter soil, extremely rare, synthesizes into saltpeter, which turns into ice blocks and gunpowder. I nearly jump off the raft. The crafting table lists saltpeter at 3 niter soil proportion. And Yusion has found a quarry. She explains, her raft drifted overnight to a reef island, 1,000 or so square meters of rock covered in sea fish, abalone, shrimp, crabs, sea turtle eggs washed ashore, and seabirds resting on the rocks. Niter soil forms from sea turtle and seabird droppings settling over time, and volcanic islands are heavy with it naturally. She sends a selfie from the reef in a ruined JK skirt and shredded black stockings. I admire the legs and tell myself I could play with them for a year before focusing. I push for 10 soils per sea beast meat. She refuses. She has food now. She'll only trade for water, wood, stone, ice. I remind her she has no drinkable water, no trees, no way to craft anything. Her hot spring island is comfortable but barren. She folds. We settle on 20 saltpeter for 1 liter of water. Other trades later, and I warn her not to lie flat on the island since most niter soil is literally old bird droppings. Possibly fresh, possibly still under her. She gags. She threatens a shower and I say either don't tell me or start a video call for half-price future trades. She tells me to get lost. Calls herself a pure girl who's never touched a man. Claims the only reason she's single is a female bodyguard, her mom. The CEO is signed to scare away suitors. I ask if she's second-generation rich. She says yes, but only a few branch companies, a handful of villas, $1 billion in savings, nothing much. I raise her prices on the spot. She begs. I don't tell her about the underwater volcano theory because if she panics and leaves, my sulfur and saltpeter pipeline dies. Besides, even if the volcano erupts, at worst the water warms a few more degrees. I'll make her a revolver too, so she can defend herself, and because only I can craft the bullets, no gun I hand out can be turned against me. I start cooking lunch, 2 logs into the campfire, half a liter of water, sea beast meat in the pot, and plan the revolver craft. I still need a furnace, 30 stone, charcoal to smelt iron, wood to make the charcoal, and a mountain of sulfur and saltpeter for the gunpowder. The biggest bottleneck is wood. In this icy world, a forest seems impossible. The temperature alone would kill any surface vegetation. That's when Yusion pings again. Fang Oppa, check the public chat. Someone discovered an undersea forest. The channel is exploding. A player has posted photos of a vast undersea forest at 200 meters depth. Coordinates 2798, 3281, only a dozen odd kilometers from me. And the chat suspects a trap, because who publishes the coordinates of a treasure trove? The player addresses it directly with a second photo. 15 plus sea beasts, sharks and giant octopuses and giant squids, fighting over the forest's territory, already half slaughtered with only 5 wounded sharks remaining. His pitch is that nearby strengthened chosen ones gather and finish the weakened sharks together, splitting the meat and claiming the forest. Support floods in. The doubters get shouted down. Some volunteer to travel, others to chip in with long-range weapons. One player with a salvaged crossbow offers to coat arrows in sea snake fangs and poison glands donated by a player who survived a snake bite with poison resistance. Even basketballs get proposed and mocked. Meanwhile, I'm already calculating how much faster I am than all of them. No one else has shark pets pulling a raft. Most of them are rowing with oars or drifting on sails, while I can sprint there in 2 hours. I'll hit the forest today, before the raid party arrives, and take what I need. I finish the meat. Rope Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to the raft. Put Xiaoling on flank guard. She flirts at Shark Arm that she'll be back to accompany him soon. He murmurs that Master's task is most important, and his little sister should hurry back. Shark Eagle snorts Vixen under her breath, and Shark Arm for the first time pushes back, telling her that Xiaoling is a sensible, considerate little sister. Shark Eagle rolls her eyes and looks away. I resign myself. If Xiaoling and Shark Arm breed, I'll just have more pets. And since sharks gestate 4 years, I'll worry later. We set out, the 3 of them dragging the raft at speed, and inside an hour reach the coordinates. The sea is dyed red, corpses of dead sea beasts and shredded squid and octopus floating everywhere. 2 pods fought and destroyed each other. The blood scent is everywhere, even to my human nose. The 3 sharks drool at the buffet, I rein them in with a threat of the whip if anyone steals a bite before I decompose, and they push over all the intact corpses for me. Decomposition yields 3 Tier 2 beast cores, 90 Tier 2 sea beast meat, 15 Tier 1 beast cores, 150 Tier 1 meat, 300 sharp teeth, and 3 vaporizing ink sacs, which are squid ink sacs that vaporize into black fog on release and irritate a shark's sense of smell so badly it blinds them. The bane of sharks. 150 from Tier 1 cores, 300 from Tier 2s, plus my old 10 equals 460 psionic energy. The question is how to spend it. Shark Eagle costs 400 to hit Tier 3, Xiaoling only 200 for Tier 2. I decide Shark Eagle, intermediate bite plus Tier 3 physique will be unmatched, and 1 Tier 3 can handle 3 Tier 2 easily. I hand out 15 portions of Tier 2 meat each to reward them. The 3 sharks gorge happily and look at me like puppies at a food bowl. Then I call Shark Eagle over and evolve her. She grows from 4 meters to nearly 7, her muscles thick and hard, teeth like iron spikes, and she roars skyward so violently that the corpse eaters circling beyond keep their distance. Shark Arm and Xiaoling stare with stars in their eyes. Xiaoling pouts that Master has favored sister twice now. When does she get a turn? Tonight, I tell her, tonight is water ghoul night, and water ghouls are easier than sea beasts and pay ghost crystals. I order all 3 into the water to harvest wood. The trees down there are sea trees, massive trunks 2 people can barely wrap their arms around. Xiaoling's teeth leave marks but can't cut through. Shark Arm in a chivalrous rush muscles in to help, opens a huge tooth wound and then lashes the trunk with his tail until the tree crashes sideways. He tells her she should handle transport while he handles biting, and she chirps thanks brother with her patented sweet smile. I craft an iron axe, 5 iron ingots, 5 wood, and chop the log into 10 portions of wood. Shark Eagle rolls up with a whole uprooted sea tree in her mouth, torn out from the seabed in one motion, and I get 20 more wood from it. She's efficient beyond compare. The raid party is still hours away. I'm already developing the forest they haven't even contested yet. While the sharks keep hauling, I open the trade platform. Everyone is buying beast teeth, fangs, poison glands, bows and crossbows, and darts. Ranged weapons are the comfort of the moment. I smile. I'm about to fire a real gun. I list 360 beast teeth at 10 for 1 portion of stone, minerals, or rare resources, and put up 10 portions of Tier 2 sea beast meat at 10 portions of resources per meat, restricting trade to stone and minerals because Tier 1 meat has already collapsed from 30 per to 3 or 4. Too many people survived the water ghoul night by converting crystals. Too many people are now hunting. The channel loses its mind over the Tier 2 listing. Rumor spins that I must be Tier 3 physique at least. A buyer takes 200 teeth for 20 stone, which brings me to 60 stone total. Enough to craft a furnace. I craft it inside the wooden house beside the stone stove. The item card notes that furnaces can also create alloys, not just smelt iron, and I tuck that away for later weapons research. I throw my iron ore in, add wood for fuel, and start smelting. 1 iron ingot every 2 minutes, 2 logs per ingot. 60 ore is 2 hours and 120 wood. Horrible efficiency until I switch to charcoal. I lean over the side of the raft and shout for Shark Eagle. A massive bloody maw fills my vision in the next instant, nearly inhaling me. Master, I'm here, she says innocently. If you're coming, just come, I scold. Why open your mouth? Were you going to eat me? She gives me the aggrieved daughter expression, and I can't stay angry. I tell her to pass this along to the others. From now on, break trunks, don't uproot. The forest can regrow if the roots stay. Sustainable development. IC edition. Another private message. Big shot. Can we add as friends? A stranger says, claiming something important. His avatar turns into a man's face, his nickname into Qianwu. So this is the one who found the undersea forest, which means he's close. He greets me with hollow flattery, says he's long admired me, when he didn't know my name an hour ago, then proposes I join the raid. He admits he has Tier 2 physique, and I would make 2. They've rallied 15 Tier 1s and 30 ordinary chosen ones. 15 Tier 1s, 1 Tier 2, and 30 commoners. A ragtag mob, and my Tier 3 Shark Eagle makes any of them irrelevant. I decline politely, too far, can't make it in a day, and keep logging quietly. I don't trust Chanwu. Anyone who publishes coordinates to get a mob raised has something to gain, and until I know his character, I'm not gambling my life with him. He circles back with a purchase order for beast teeth. I set the price at 10 per portion of resources. He offers herbs instead. Most common grass processable in an alchemy furnace into cold medicine. Fever reducers, styptics, wound healing paste. I need those. Shark Arm was cut up yesterday, and sea beast or water ghoul fights will only get bloodier. I trade 160 teeth for 10 herbs and a mechanical watch, which reads 5:30 p.m. The crafting table lists the alchemy furnace at 30 stone and 30 iron ingots, which explains why Qianwu isn't making his own. That wood-hungry furnace is probably half his motivation for the forest raid. I call the sharks up with another dozen sea trees in tow, decompose into 250 wood total. Plenty. And have them pull us a short distance out. I'll come back tomorrow for the show. Dinner feeding time for the pets, and I notice a new problem. Shark Eagle's appetite has scaled with her size. 50 portions of tier 1 meat is barely half full for her. 200 portions would top her off. A loyal subordinate can't be allowed to go hungry. I'll need to hunt far more. I walk to the furnace, which has finished all 60 iron ingots, and craft 5 iron nails from 1 ingot, then the revolver from 5 ingots, 5 nails, 5 wood. A silver revolver fills my palm. Exquisite grade, 6-chamber, 100-meter range, high penetration through sea beast skin, 100 durability. I aim at the sky and dry fire. Only a click. I need bullets, which means gunpowder, which means saltpeter, which means Yusion. I ping her. Fang Appa. Help. There's a shark here. A shark in her hot spring sea. Impossible unless the volcano gave it thermal armor. She sends a video. A 20-meter crimson shark, skin the color of lava, steam rising off its back, and its stat card reads, Blazing Mad Shark, Tier 6 Mutant Sea Beast, Advanced Raging Inferno, Ultra High Temperature Flame Breath, Core Magna Hot. Advanced Thermal Absorption, absorbs geothermal energy to speed evolution. Intermediate Bite, Double Tooth Sharpness, born from a mad shark absorbing geothermal energy, untamable adult. Good grief. Mutant Sea Beasts, another class above ordinary ones. I glance at the sleeping shark eagle and wonder whether she and the others could mutate too. If so, their power would more than double. Yuson messages again. It finally left, she says, terrified. I tell her night makes sea beasts worse, and it may come back. She whines, please don't scare me. I ask whether she has saltpeter. She confesses she only pulled 10 portions of niter soil today because the fire shark was patrolling all afternoon. So 10 saltpeter only. 10 saltpeter plus 10 sulfur plus 20 charcoal equals 100 bullets. She also whines she hasn't eaten all day and swears to treat me to plump juicy abalone tomorrow. I ignore the innuendo and send her half a liter of water, 20 portions of tier 1 meat, 5 portions of tier 2 meat. Without her, no one feeds my gunpowder habit, and I refuse to let a beautiful silly campus belle die on my watch. Is this what keeping a female student feels like, I wonder? No, this is a lovely maiden and a fit match for a gentleman, I tell myself, and close the chat. Yusion gushes back. Fang Oppa, if it weren't for you, I'd have starved today. From now on, I'll treat you to abalone every day whenever you want, she says. I tell her eating too much abalone causes internal heat and to get me more sulfur and saltpeter instead. With the 10 saltpeter in hand, I load 20 wood into the furnace, use another 20 as fuel, and wait 40 minutes for 20 charcoal. The card explains charcoal smelts and refines more efficiently than wood and even works for grilling. The gunpowder recipe completes on the first attempt, 10 portions. The bullet recipe eats 1 gunpowder and 1 iron ingot per 10 bullets, and 100 silver rounds appear before me. I slot one into the cylinder and fire into the sky. The gunshot wakes all 3 sharks. Shark Eagle growls. Shark Arm complains that I ruined a dream of a grand battle with 20 female sharks. Xiaoling looks around alarmed. I tell them nothing's wrong. It's a weapon test, and to split watches in rotation. Shark Eagle first, Shark Arm second, Xiaoling third. Because water ghouls could come, and I lie in bed watching the channel's circus of midnight fears and low-life comedy until Shark Eagle calls from outside. Over 30 water ghouls are locked in a fierce fight with a tier 2 sea beast about a kilometer out, she reports. And they don't have attention to spare. The sniping clam situation is everything I could ask for. We close fast. The sea beast turns out to be a double-headed Jiao Shark, tier 2 mutant sea beast, 2 heads from conjoined twin brothers, violent, adult, untamable, besieged by 5 tier 2 water ghouls and 20-odd tier 1s. I order the pets back and load 6 rounds. The ghouls smell shark and turn on my raft. Shark Eagle sneers that I'm planning to kill water ghouls with a thin, short, weak-looking thing from 50 meters away. I glare, and when the lead ghoul is 30 meters out, 20 now, I fire. Its head comes apart. Xiaoling's eyes sparkle and asks what the little gadget is called, and Shark Arm relays that Master called it a handgun. I keep firing. Every ghoul inside the 100-meter ring goes down on 1 shot each, while my pets circle behind to collect corpses for later ghost crystal harvest. My tier 2 physique makes the dark water crystal into my vision, and the 5 tier 2 ghouls charge as their underlings die. I aim chest on the first one and it barely slows, so I reload and put 5 rounds through 5 skulls. Beyond 20 meters the gun is fastest. I tell Shark Eagle, she asks, what about within 20? And I smile. Within 20, the gun is both accurate and fast. I send the sharks to finish the survivors with instructions to spit the heads back, and I walk to the double-headed shark which is already dying from the ghoul assault. It bears both mouths at me and I empty 6 rounds. 3 left head, 3 right, equal treatment, and it dies. Decomposition yields 2 tier 2 beast cores, mutants carry 2, doubling their output. 100 tier 2 sea beast meat, 100 sharp teeth. From the ghoul pile I pull 5 tier 2 ghost crystals and 25 tier 1 crystals. 850 psionic energy total, plus my old 60, and a new announcement drops. First chosen one in the Ice Sea world to kill a tier 2 sea beast, Sea Brave upgraded to Maritime Knight, personal and beast combat power up 20%. I plan to grab every first kill title as I push up the ranks. I spend 600 points raising Xiaoling to tier 2 and Shark Arm to tier 3. I could push Shark Eagle to tier 4 at 800 points, but I fear unequal treatment more than scarcity. A neglected pet might lose loyalty. 310 points remain, enough to wait for tomorrow's check-in before pushing Xiaoling again. The double-headed shark's blood will pull every predator for kilometers. We leave at once for the undersea forest. The bracelet dings. Yuxian asking if I've seen the livestream. 2 billion viewers. The channel's top pinned feed. I open it. A pirate ship 20 meters long with a white skull on its sail cuts across the sea, and on its deck humanoid creatures in hard fish scales are pouring off. Mermen, the channel has already named them. A shark merman with blade arms splits a raft in two with his dorsal fin and bites a chosen one's throat out in mid-leap. Octopus merman with 8 tentacles, electric eel merman spitting charges, squid merman discharging poison ink. A tier 2 chosen one-on-one raft single-handedly holds off 5 of them until an octopus merman tears his raft apart from beneath, and then the feed ends in a bloodstain. Panic floods the channel. Sea beasts by day, water ghouls by night, now merman pirates too. Somebody proposes mass gathering. Idiots, I think. The priority is raft upgrades because in the water anyone is dead. I close the feed and sleep. Day 3 check-in. 5 steamed buns, 10 small sea fish, 5 tier 1 beast cores, 1 tier 1 pet Jiao Shark. The new one is male, polite greeting his seniors as eldest sister, second brother, third sister. Shark Eagle grunts. Shark Arm and Sha Ling are too wrapped up in each other to notice. Undeterred, he swims to me and asks what he can do. A pet with a normal personality. Finally. I name him Shark 1 for the numbering system. He bows and asks for tasks without small talk. I send him to push ice and glare at the other 3 until they grudgingly help. The trade platform goes live. 20 ice for 1 tier 1 meat, 1 liter of water for 1 tier 2 meat. First come, first served. Within 10 minutes, the remaining 100 tier 1 portions are gone, and 10 people pay in ice equivalents for tier 2, 2,500 ice cubes and 5 liters of water, a potential 30 liters melted if I had more buckets. The pets drag back more flows, and I smash out 200 more cubes plus a miscellany of underwear, stockings, JK uniforms, nurse outfits, aprons, and a pair of binoculars, with a 2,000-meter range. I seriously suspect my phone's browsing history has been leaked. I eye the JK uniform and think about making Yuxian wear it for me for a private video call. An evil smile stays on my face a beat too long. Then Xianwu posts in the channel that the raid launches in 10 minutes, asking for last-minute volunteers. I won't go, but I intend to watch from nearby and pick off the leftovers. And while I'm living at the forest's edge anyway, the shark pack needs clearing from my logging to be safe. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm rope in and tow me near the undersea forest. I park on the channel livestream and watch Jianwu's circle form around him. 50-odd chosen ones, 15 tier 1S, 1 tier 2 him, 30 ordinary, and a cute little dolphin doing silver bell calls beside his raft. Her card reads, High-pitched dolphin, tier 3, beginner sonic oscillation ignores physical defense, vibration damage to internal organs. Gentle, non-hostile, currently tamed. Infancy. A tier 3 pet. On day 1 he lucked into it as an infant, still tameable only because of age, and a refined grade piercing iron spear out of a flow too. Add a high-pitched dolphin's never sleeping 2 brains and near-nothing food needs, and he's leveled to tier 2 on pure outsourcing. A girl named Suo leans in to coo at the dolphin. First order chosen 1, only woman among the tier 1S. A hot curved figure, the kind where anyone seeing her from the front would internally shout holy crap. They're huge, but Xianwu appreciates her for survival ability in her transmigration. Unlike most girls, she didn't panic. He tells the crowd to spread out 50 meters around him while he dumps 3 wooden barrels of sea beast blood and tier 2 bait into the water. The wait stretches. 5 minutes. Nothing. Xianwu sends the dolphin scouting and she returns trembling. A big fellow is coming, he announces. Scatter. 5 massive barbed tentacles burst from the water and haul the bait down. Giant octopus, tier 2, no skills, 8 6-meter tentacles, 3-meter head. Violent but beatable. The crowd barrages it with crossbow arrows coated in sea snake venom. And the poison more than the piercing is what finally makes the octopus dive. People celebrate, certain they've driven it off. Xianwu snaps that the dolphin says it's still close. Don't relax. And before anyone can react, 8 tentacles burst up around one chosen one in the back. Gaps too tight to arrow through without killing the hostage. While everyone hesitates, a single tentacle runs him through the chest and drags him screaming into the sea. The octopus learned fast. Hostage the hostages, and the humans won't fire. It surfaces again and grabs another. Xianwu rages. These were his future subordinates. Watching them die bleeds him, but he has no plan. Then Sual speaks up and says she has one but needs the dolphin. She paddles her raft a distance off, holds a bloody tier 2 meat high as bait, and lures the giant octopus to her alone. 2 tentacles shoot at her back, and with tier 1 reflexes she harpoons the first tentacle through, pinning it to the raft. The octopus screams. The high-pitched dolphin releases sonic oscillation from 10 meters off. The card says sound travels 1,500 meters per second in water, and the high-frequency wave punches through the octopus's flesh and slams its heart. In pain, it breaches to flee and runs into the surface circle Chanwu has already formed. His piercing iron spear leaves his hand like an arrow, pierces the brain, and the giant octopus dies. Decomposition gives Sual 200 Tier 2 sea beast meat and 1 Tier 2 beast core. Cheonwu refuses a share. Her credit, he says, and she gladly pushes the core into physique, evolving to Tier 2 on the spot. Her body slims and lengthens, her skin brightens, her clothes no longer fit. The top rides up midriff bare. The crowd lowers their heads shyly to stare at her chest. Even Chanwu and the high-pitched dolphin, who inexplicably feels the urge to balance a ball on its head. Sual notices, flushes red, and wraps a tattered overcoat around herself. Qianwu coughs the meeting back to order. They let more blood and wait for sharks. Until nightfall, nothing comes. They kill time fishing. The undersea forest yields wood on hooks at a rate unheard of elsewhere. 100 logs split among them in an afternoon. And at nightfall, they build bonfires and hold a barbecue to celebrate the octopus kill. Sual shares her Tier 2 meat generously. The high-pitched dolphin nuzzles her. She fusses over it and holds it against her chest until it starts suffocating, scrambles free, and swims to Qianwu howling. Sea beasts, he translates, 12 of them in all directions, right now. I'm watching the feed on my own raft not far off, and the dawn of dread in their voices when the 8 or 9 shark heads break the water is visceral. 1 ordinary chosen, 1 per bite, 20 dead in seconds. 3 of the pack Tier 2 mad sharks. A shark pack ambush planned for the human hours when tiredness dulls the defense. Qianwu gathers the 20 survivors into a hedgehog ring. He tells Sual to handle 1 Tier 2. He and the dolphin take the other 2, and the rest buy time against the Tier 1 Jiao Sharks. Sonic oscillation works on the giant octopus, but enrages the mad sharks. They charge the dolphin. Sual harpoons 1 through the back, survives the counter, leaps onto its spine, wrenches the trident out, and drives it through the eye, forcing it into the water to dislodge her. Cheonwu handles 2 at once with the piercing iron spear. Then 2 more mad sharks break the surface behind him. 5 Tier 2s total now. And behind those, 3 fresh shark heads surface together, moving faster than any of the mad sharks had. Not 3 separate sharks. 1 shark. 3-headed frenzy shark. Tier 3 mutant sea beast. Intermediate water arrow barrage. Condenses ocean water element into arrows. 60-meter long-range radial attack. Conjoined from genetic mutation. Violent. Low intelligence. Adult. Untamable. It tears through another dozen chosen ones in the first charge, including 2 Tier 1s, then lifts all 3 heads together and conjures a blue sphere between its mouths that explodes into a radial storm of water arrows, slicing down every runner ahead, to the left, to the right. Of the 50-odd who started the day, fewer than 10 remain. Good thing I refused Chanwu's invite. A Tier 3 mutant with long-range radial water arrows, plus 4 Tier 2 mad sharks and 6 Tier 1s. Even with Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, Sha Ling, and Shark 1, I don't want to clash head-on. But I cannot let that pack keep the undersea forest. It must be mine. I call Sha Ling over and spend 400 of my 410 points evolving her to Tier 3. Her body stretches to nearly 7 meters, matching Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. 3 Tier 3 pets and 1 Tier 1, plus the revolver and 100-meter range, should be enough as long as I stay out of the arrow radius. We set out. Cheonwu, meanwhile, abandons his raft and climbs onto the dolphin's back to flee. Forget the subordinates, forget Sual. The Green Hills remain. A man has to save himself. His survivors curses 18 generations. The 3-headed frenzy shark lifts 3 heads in unison, mutters something murderous, and pursues him faster than the dolphin can swim. 50 meters, exactly in range. A blue light gathers in its middle mouth, and the water arrow barrage fires. 5 sharp arrows punching 5 bloody holes through Qianwu's chest. He drops into the sea and dies on the spot, and the high-pitched dolphin's contract dissolves, tameable state restored, and she flees into the deep. A dozen seconds later, 3 huge shadows materialize in front of her. Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, Sha Ling. Tigers behind, wolves in front. She wails and closes her eyes to welcome the Grim Reaper, and I realize who she is at the same moment. I tell Shark Arm to grab her, not kill her. He charges in with a lecherous grin about dolphin meat, and I have to yell that I want her alive. I can tame her now that Qianwu is dead. The dolphin screams in terror, pleading that she has a secret to tell us. Shark Arm pauses. A secret useful to master would be credit he can parade in front of both Shark Eagle and Sha Ling. He growls low, flicks his head to follow me, and the dolphin trails him back to my raft in a daze, stunned first by my level 1 raft size, then by 3 Tier 3 sea beasts around me. Master, Shark Arm says, this little weakling has a secret for you. I acknowledge him without forming a contract yet. We can't talk, she and I, because the 3-headed frenzy shark is already closing to under 100 meters. It hesitates at the sight of 3 Tier 3 pets. I don't hesitate. I aim at its middle head and fire. The bullet punches clean through. It howls but isn't killed. Tier 3 hide is tough. It fixes blood-red eyes on me and charges. Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, Sha Ling, I order. 3 of my heads, 3 of theirs, fair fight, hit it hard. They tear and biting. Shark 1 volunteers for overtime and I wave him off to watch the dolphin. He's still Tier 1 too thin for this. I reload and squeeze off shots at gaps. 3-on-1 looks even until the frenzy shark's 3 mouths gather blue light simultaneously, and over a dozen water arrows spray radially. My 3 dodge what they can and absorb the rest on thick tier 3 hide. The arrows are fast in water because they're made of water, unlike my bullets which lose power the moment they submerge. Shark Eagle coordinates. Xialing and Shark Arm decoy arrows from front and flank, while she loops underneath, closes and bites at the tail using intermediate bite with doubled sharpness. The tail shears off whole. She drops it and tears into the upper body while the frenzy shark writhes and screams from 3 mouths at once. The sea goes bright red. A notification drops. First chosen one in the ice sea world to kill a tier 3 sea beast. Maritime Knight upgraded to Maritime General. Personal and beast combat power up 30%. I check it. The 20% Knight bonus is gone and replaced with 30 flat. My combat is now 130% across the board. The 3 pets surface with chewed up fish heads still in their mouths, the body and tail long gone down their throats, and instead of handing them to me, hand them to Shark 1. Little brother, they say, eat some, tier 3 meat is delicious. He thanks them politely and devours all 3 in minutes. I want to shoot all 3 of them, I mutter, but I can't shoot my little brothers, it's my fault. Endure the waves, broaden the sky. No, fine, they're going hungry for 3 days when we get back. I pick up the bones and decompose them anyway. 10 tier 3 sea beast meat, 3 tier 3 beast cores, and an intermediate skill stone for water arrow barrage. 300 psionic energy from the cores, and a stone I can hand to whoever needs an intermediate skill the most. Shark Eagle already has intermediate bite. I call Shark Arm over and hand him the stone. 1 long range, 1 close combat. Together unstoppable. He swallows and comprehends instantly. His card updates to intermediate water arrow barrage, and his description tag adds, gender male likes female, loves to cuddle with female sharks. A typical lecher. He preens, circles Shark Eagle, asks whether she still looks down on him now. She rolls her eyes. Xialing swims in gushing gigi, you're so great, and asks for a demonstration. Shark 1 tilts in to watch like a curious baby. Shark Arm gathers a blue sphere and fires a single arrow clean through a floating ice block. Dozens of small crystals spraying apart, and then volleys more into the sea for the thunder of it. Xialing sparkles. He gathers blue light again and aims at her. I and Xialing both freeze. Is he going to shoot her? But what comes out this time is a slow, harmless column of water, like a tap at full blast, right into her mouth. She swallows, coughs, and then announces it. This is fresh water, clean and tasteless. I am stunned. 2 ways to get fresh water in this world: ice melt or rain and snow, and both have drawbacks, slow and dirty respectively. Now Shark Arm can condense ocean water elements into clean fresh water endlessly. My water bottleneck is gone, and I can sell Shark Arm spit to a global market that doesn't need to know where it came from, as long as I keep quiet and accept his bad breath. Shark Arm crows that he's now the strongest in the house, stronger than Shark Eagle, and Shark Eagle bares her teeth to duel. He fires a water arrow barrage at her head, pulling punches so she'd only be blocked, not hurt, and she bites every single arrow to pieces with intermediate bite, and chases him. He's tier 3 too, same size, same speed. She can't catch me down the length of the raft. Finally, driven to breaking, Shark Eagle plays her trump card. She cries loud wailing shark tears. Shark Arm, panicked, rushes over fin rubbing to comfort her. She suddenly stops crying, clamps her jaws around his tail fin, and growls that his tail and his source of joy are both in her mouth, and with a little pressure she can neuter him on the spot. He yields, cries I was wrong, your majesty the queen, and she finally releases him. She swims off proudly. Shark Arm stares after her with heart-shaped eyes and confesses that being scolded by her just now felt so good. Xiaoling's face falls. Big brother, you seem to have awakened a strange attribute. Maybe this is love, he sighs. Enough, I cut in. There are 11 more sea beasts waiting for us. Snack time, they chorus, and we move. The high-pitched dolphin drifts in my wake at a distance, shocked that I dispatched the 3-headed frenzy shark so quickly, already rethinking her whole future. Following this human might not be a bad thing. When she sees me heading into the shark pack, she almost bolts, and then stays, curious. We reach the fight. Only 5 remain of Chanu's 54 Tier 1 chosen ones, and Suwal, all Tier 2 and above, all gravely injured. 4 Tier 2 Mad Sharks and 6 Tier 1 Jiao Sharks are still circling. Suwal already killed 1 Mad Shark, which is enough to respect, and the 4 remaining Mad Sharks are tearing her clothes into strips, the top of her torn to shreds, her skin snow white beneath. Holy crap, they're huge, I can't help thinking. Someone with sharp eyes spots my raft and 4 pets and starts begging, great God, save us. The others follow, one man winking and offering to warm my bed regardless of gender, which nearly makes me order the sharks to eat him personally. I want the beast cores, so I ignore the gay flirt and order Shark Eagle and Shark Arm in. The mad sharks immediately turn from Suwol to my pets. Shark-type sea beasts hold territory at the price of death, and my pets smell like humans' property now, which makes them enemies more than same kind. Shark Arm waves Shark Eagle back with his fin. Leave it to me, sister, and strokes her head. "Don't touch my head," she barks, ears going faintly warm, and threatens his lower half. He apologizes through laughter and says he still needs it for conquering her body. Bah, her heart. She slaps him with her tail. The 4 mad sharks roar at them on the other side that they came to fight, not watch a dog couple performance, curse them colorfully for public affection, speculate that the pretty female shark ought to be pinned down collectively in front of her husband to teach her a lesson, filthy mouths for tier 2 sea beasts, and the 4 of them wake each other up on it until Shark Eagle and Shark Arm stop flirting and lunge in. Shark Arm needs no second cue. He concentrates water elements in his mouth and thrusts his body forward, and over a dozen blue arrows shoot out in a single volley. The 4 tier 2 mad sharks choke on their own confusion. That is the 3-headed frenzy shark's skill. How can this male Jiao Shark use it? Could it have defeated the boss? Impossible. The 3-headed frenzy shark is a tier 3 mutant with intermediate skills, stronger than any tier 4 ordinary beast. Stop thinking, run. They scatter, but Shark Arm's water arrows are fast and free, and one unlucky mad shark has its skull punched through before it clears the range. The rest don't make it either. One by one they are shot into beehives by the barrage, and when the last one drops, Shark Arm is huffing like a man 3 minutes into a sprint. Shark Eagle rolls her eyes and mocks him the whole time. "A skinny dog like you wants to conquer my body and mind. You'll tire yourself to death first." Shark Arm protests that he just fired over 200 water arrows. Even a donkey on a production team deserves a break. And the figure is not an exaggeration. In the icy world, water elements are free, but condensing them still burns stamina, and 200 arrows is no less draining than a day and a night of work on 10 female sharks. In front of me, 6 tier 1 Jiao Sharks have closed on the reinforced raft and are ramming it like imbeciles, which the reinforced raft was built to endure. I draw the fully loaded revolver and fire 6 times in succession, and 6 stinky shark heads open at the crown. Less than a minute, 10 corpses. On the survivor's little raft, 5 pairs of eyes go wide. One of them breathes the word revolver, like he is naming a god. Another says 6 shots, 6 corpses, 1 shot kills. Another groans that his iron crossbow in his hand has become uncomfortable to look at. Another complains we're all using cold weapons. Why does he get a gun? Does this make sense? Is this fair? The novel fan among them gets bold and speculates that the big shot has awakened a weapons system. Sewell listens with black lines on her face and then sets them all straight, speaking slowly. The great god must have salvaged a mysterious blueprint same as her, and what he opened out of it was the revolver. She explains that in the sea or on floating ice, there is a tiny chance of fishing up a mysterious blueprint, and a blueprint unlocks a synthesis plan for a technological or magical weapon. Given the materials, you can craft that weapon. It isn't only firearms. A friend of hers salvaged a ship blueprint, but 10,000 iron ingots are involved, and she has given up on competing. When they ask what hers synthesizes, she says with a bitter smile, a diving suit, and she doesn't have the materials, and the little group falls silent. I have Shark Eagle and Shark Arm push all 10 corpses to me, and I strip them clean. 300 tier 1 sea beast meat, 200 tier 2, 6 tier 1 beast cores, 4 tier 2. The meat goes into the backpack. The cores are converted on the spot. 320 spiritual energy, plus the 310 I was sitting on makes 630. I drop 600 to promote Shark 1 from tier 1 to tier 3 in one pass. He rubs against me the way only a certified workaholic rubs, promising to give his all for Master from now on, to work himself to the bone, to never go west when told to go east. Such a diligent employee, who could refuse a reward. Counting Shark 1, I now have 4 tier 3 beast pets, and once I tame that little dolphin and let her grow, it will be 5. I walk to the back of the raft. The high-pitched dolphin is trailing submissively, trembling, Shark Eagle and Shark Arm eyeing her like she's already sashimi. Her panel on my bracelet reads Tier 3, Junior Sonic Oscillation. Sound waves that bypass physical defense and damage internal organs. Juvenile, tameable, gentle temperament. One of the few sea beasts that will not harm humans. Suitable for braising or steaming with cumin and chili powder. A prompt pings asking if I want to tame her, and I wave it through without a thought. Only a fool would refuse. White light, tamed, Tier 3 beast pet acquired, and a cute lowly voice greets me. Master. She is, of course, a girl. When I ask her name, she says her former master only called her Little One, and I decide to do better. Xiaoling gave the sharks their Sha line, but a Sha something name on her Lolita voice would be hideous, so I settle on Jiao Jiao, squeal for squeal, a name that sounds like a little lowlie at first listen. She tests the syllables beams and thanks me. I toss her the basketball I fished out on day 1. The sharks were too lazy to head it, and no one would buy it, so it might as well belong to her, and her ball-heading gene snaps online like a sheepdog spotting sheep. She heads it skyward, singing, and I enjoy the voice more than I should admit. Inner commentary, inevitable. Lowlies are the best. Soft and delicate and easy to push over. Much better than a cold goddess like Shark Eagle, or a little green tea like Xia Ling. I compose an ode to the lowly, on the spot about height not mattering. 1 meter 4 being fine, chest size being beside the point. Confucius saying why fear the death penalty. Mencius saying life is what I desire, but lowlies are also what I desire, and if I cannot have both, I shall give up my life for the lowly. Jiao Jiao plays herself tired and swims up asking for food, so I hand each beast pet a piece of tier 3 sea beast meat and eat a piece myself. Long-term consumption strengthens the physique without needing spiritual energy. Slow but real. Chewing, I remember she said she had a secret. Reporting to Master, she says, she knows where there are elemental pearls and can take me to them. Elemental pearls, she explains, are made by sea pearl clams, extremely rare, and if a sea beast eats one, it gains a chance at a mutational evolution. I raise an eyebrow, so an ordinary sea beast could turn into a mutant, like that 3-headed frenzy shark. Shark Eagle's tail stiffens at the idea. I look at her imagining 3 heads and recoil. Ugly no. Shark Arm, on the other hand, lights up. If Sister Shark Eagle became a 3-headed shark, wouldn't kissing her be kissing 3 female sharks at once? Triple happiness. And when creating offspring, it would be reproducing with 3 at once. Triple pleasure. 2 extra heads, but only 1 body. How exciting. And I, against my will, am briefly tempted on the human analog. Shark Eagle bares her fangs and threatens to make him practice the sunflower manual, which when asked she explains means castrate yourself, then opens her mouth and bites a fierce chunk out of the raft for emphasis. Shark Arm freezes. I, an innocent bystander, am unamused and threaten to marry them off and livestream the reproducing, at which Shark Arm brightens and Shark Eagle wails and drapes herself against me, offering her body and mind to Master personally, rather than to this pervert. A proposition that gives me goosebumps. I'd rather sleep with a cat or a dog. I wave her off and drag Jiao Jiao back to the point. Jiao Jiao clears her throat and clarifies. After eating an elemental pearl, Shark Eagle will not turn into a multi-headed shark. Mutant sea beasts are divided into 2 types, gene mutants and elemental mutants. Gene mutants are those whose genes or cells have changed, like the double-headed Jiao Shark or the 3-headed frenzy shark. Elemental mutants are ordinary sea beasts that gain the ability to control elements, like the blazing mad shark lurking near Yusion. They are the superpowered individuals of the sea. Beasts with both are called hybrid mutants, and are extremely rare. The elemental pearl causes only elemental mutation, so Shark Eagle would gain control over some element, not a second head. Shark Eagle exhales like a hostage released. Shark Arm, for his part, mourns the shattered dream of 1 body and triple happiness. Jiao Jiao says she knows the location of a sea pearl clam and will lead me there, asking only to share 1 elemental pearl when we succeed. And when I ask why she doesn't open it herself, she admits the shell is too hard even for her adult form. But Master has a handgun and the brothers and sisters have sharp teeth. We agree to sleep first and go in the morning. Shark 1 volunteers to keep watch and I tell him to get lost. If he doesn't know how to speak, he shouldn't speak. No one will mistake him for a mute. As I turn for the cabin, Suol and her 4 calls me Great God from a safe distance, not daring to approach the 5 tier 3 beast pets around my raft. She thanks me for the kills and then asks, nerves tight, if they can settle down here. They have level 0 rafts that can't withstand anything, and the undersea forest is the best chance it would. I understand them at a glance. They want to fish up enough wood to upgrade and build cabins. I nod and let them stay. It isn't really competition. At most, they scrape wood with rods while my beast pets chop directly in the water, hundreds of logs a day. I've eaten the meat and gnawed the bones. Letting them have the soup costs me nothing and makes me look generous. Suol is practically ready to grovel, thanks Great God Qinfeng 3 times, nearly weeping. With those 5 third-order sea beasts, I could have driven them off, and permission to stay as hope of survival. She asks my name. I say Jinpeng over my shoulder and walk into the cabin to sleep, tired to the bone. Outside, her 4 chatter about wooden cabins and sleeping in beds while cuddling beauties and get told to keep dreaming. Everything is in dreams. They fall asleep almost instantly within 20 meters of my raft, more secure than they have been in 3 days. One of them, Rogang, survived day 1 and came with Chanwu hoping for a good life. Nearly ended up in a fish's belly, lucked into still breathing. Around 3 hours in, he stands up to take a leak. A cold wind blows past that feels like it will freeze his little bird off, and he hears a miserable wailing. He looks and sees a piece of floating ice tall as a 5-story building drifting toward them with the current, the wailing coming from the top. He wakes Suol in a panic, forgetting to pull his pants up. She rubs her drowsy eyes open, sees his stomach and thighs and everything in between. An instinct drives her fist forward. There is a sound like eggs breaking. Suol is a second-order chosen one from this night onward. Rogang's happiness may be a closed chapter. I come out of the cabin impatient at the noise and find a trembling man on the ground and a flushed girl, and she points at the iceberg drifting on us. I tilt my head and catch the wailing myself. I tell Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to pull the raft clear before the ice crushes it, and Suol murmurs under her breath that Shark Eagle and Shark Arm are a bit tacky for names, that Great God Jinpeng may not be suited to writing novels, that his new book would flop. The wailing clarifies as the ice closes. 15 meters tall, the top hidden in pre-dawn dark. I tell Shark Eagle no, she can't bite through something that big. Guard the cabin, I'll climb up. I grip the 5-pronged trident, squat leap 6 meters, slam the trident in as a piton, leap again and keep climbing until I'm standing on top. The top is not empty. Monsters that resemble water ghosts but have no human faces prowl the ice. Tongues 3 meters long, fangs sharp, scales all over, limbs powerful. My bracelet page is up. Ghoul, Tier 2, a strength-type variant of the ordinary water ghost, power-exceeding sea beast of the same tier, highly venomous claws and fangs, slow on foot but the retractable tongue is devastating. Makes sense. There are mutant sea beasts, why not mutant water ghosts? Next to them another variant, Shadow Kill Ghost, Tier 2, a speed-type glass cannon, extremely fast but scale armor more fragile than a normal water ghost's. The assassin to the ghoul's warrior. 10 ordinary water ghosts, 5 ghouls, 5 Shadow Kill Ghosts. They have not noticed me. They are surrounding a sea beast, a blizzard bear, Snow White, 3 people tall, Samoyed-headed, claws terrifying, Tier 3, with primary savage bear charge, speed plus 100%, smashes with physical body, primary bear claw rend, plus 50% claw strength and sharpness. Intermediate blizzard roar, a cold gale from the mouth to disrupt vision and frostbite enemies. Adult, untamable. Behind her is an ice cave with a cub inside, days old and shivering, crying out, the wailing I heard from below. The mother is savage but gravely wounded. She must have just given birth, which explains how Tier 2 mutant ghosts have cornered her. A lightning-fast Shadow Kill Ghost circles behind her and bolts for the cave, intending to eat the cub first. The mother roars and swings her claws, but the Shadow Kill Ghost twists past them easily and lunges into the cave fangs first. A single shot rings out from my revolver. The bullet punches through the Shadow Kill Ghost's head. Its defense is worse than an ordinary water ghost's, and it drops before it reaches the cub. I am moved to spite myself by the mother dragging her ruined body to protect her child, but there is also opportunity. She is going to die soon no matter what, and that makes the cub an ownerless sea beast, a Tier 3 with 3 skills including an intermediate. I am not letting a Shadow Kill Ghost eat it. The ghosts look up and howl. The mother looks up and, though she doesn't know me, reads the shot correctly and does not treat me as an enemy. The Shadow Kill Ghosts send 4 of their own at me, along with the 10 ordinary water ghosts. They cover ground like horror movie girls, long-haired and blood-reeking. Within 7 steps in a blink, I raise the revolver and pull the trigger, and another Shadow Kill Ghost's head hits the ice. Beyond 7 steps, the gun is fast. Within 7 steps, the gun is both accurate and fast. Sir, the times have changed. A dozen shots drop the remaining ghosts. Enraged, the ghouls abandon the mother and charge as a pack, determined to grind my bones to dust. The blizzard bear mother rolls one more time, tilts her head to the sky, howls, and releases blizzard roar, a cold wind that freezes the charging ghouls solid, a skill she pays for with the last of her life. Collapsing afterward, I execute the iced ghouls one by one with the revolver. The hull flashes in my bracelet, 150 hard scale, 10 Tier 1 ghost crystal, 10 Tier 2 ghost crystal. With 300 hard scale on hand, I open the crafting table and check the soft armor. 5 linen rope, 100 hard scale. And the scales fit. I craft the soft armor and wear it beneath my clothes. It feels like a short-sleeved shirt and light enough that jumping into the sea would be fine. I walk to the fallen mother, intermediate skill at the cost of life. She is dead. The cub wails louder, knowing. I tell her dead mother, quietly, that her cute daughter will be left to me and lay a hand on the carcass. Decomposing, complete. 1 Tier 3 beast core, 1 complete animal hide, 100 Tier 3 sea beast meat, and a bucket of beast milk which I scramble to pour into a wooden bucket before it spills. No skill stone, thought about that, and it tracks. The bite stone and water arrow barrage stone both drop from beasts I or my pets personally killed, and I didn't kill this one. No skill, but a living Tier 3 cub with 3 skills is not a loss. I walk into the cave and pick her up. A tameable juvenile prompt. Tame. Tier 3 beast pet acquired. Blizzard Bear 1. She wails in a lowly voice. Master, where's my mommy? Where did my mommy go? I tell her mommy has, gone to heaven and try to paint heaven for her. Endless sea fish, endless seals, many male bears for, Anyway, heaven is very happy, don't worry. I sound to myself like a creepy uncle tricking a little girl. She stops, then starts crying louder that her mommy didn't take her. Her mommy must not want her anymore, and demands to go to heaven too. I have overestimated her IQ. I commit to the lie and say I have more sea fish here than heaven, which is why her mommy entrusted her to me, and produce a dozen small sea fish, my daily check-in rewards. Bland to me, the sharks don't want them. Her eyes light up. She stops crying and gobbles them. Then she sniffs and asks, cautiously, if Master has more sea fish than heaven, why didn't Mommy stay by Master's side? Mommy must not want me, and the wailing resumes, and I realize this cub appears foolish while being wise. I sigh and let her cry herself out. Inside the cave, besides dried grass, there is a bronze chest. I drop the cub aside and lunge. Bronze chest unopened randomly yields survival supplies, beast cores, blueprints, skill stones, skill enhancement stones. Weapon enhancement stones. That fellow who gifted the skill enhancement stone told me the chest ranks go iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, purple, gold. He got his enhancement stone from an iron chest. A bronze, then, is a tier up. I asked the cub where her mother got it, and she says mommy dug it out of a big shark's belly and thought it looked hard enough to grind her teeth on. I stare. If I say your mom was rich, there's nothing in this cave. If I say she was poor, she used a bronze chest as a teething stone. I open it. White light. 50 iron ingot. 30 coal. 20 copper ore. 1 mysterious blueprint. 1 intermediate skill stone. High pressure water gun. I hold 50 iron ingots in my hands and feel bullet freedom inching closer. I put the lot into the backpack and decompose the empty chest for 5 copper ingots on top. Master is ruthless. The cub mutters, didn't even spare the chest. I tell her she is my family now. She needs a name, and looking at her round, roly-poly build, I settle on Yuen, like a rice ball. She agrees. Whatever Master says goes. I carry her to the edge of the ice floe and call down for Shark Eagle to catch her, tossing her off. Shark Eagle opens her mouth wide. My stomach drops. Yuen shouts, Master, you old fox. You teamed up to scam me, but Shark Eagle leaps, catches her gently in her teeth, and spits her onto the raft. Then Shark Eagle turns her head up to me and offers, with a mouthful of big white fangs on display, to catch me accurately too. I tell her to get lost and jump down into the sea on my own. I do not trust the geometry. On the raft, the 5 pets crowd in, their big eyes all fixed on Yuen, who looks like a Tang Yuen dressed up as a bear. The 4 sharks especially stare as if excitement is about to leak out of the corners of their mouths, and Shark Eagle keeps licking her lips, savoring the taste of Yuen in mind. Yuen catches the malicious gazes and hurries her snow-white little paws around my thigh. I cough and introduce her. My 6th beast pet. Your little sister from now on. Get along. They chorus, yes, Master, in a way that reads, emergency rations. Shark Arm keeps drooling while he says it. Not a chance. With 3 skills inside that roly-poly body, Yuen will not become anybody's lunch. I take her into the warm cabin, throw her onto the bed, and decide the small furnace she radiates will make her an excellent pillow tonight. I put down the backpack and pull the intermediate skill stone, high-pressure water gun, condensed water elements fired with the impact of a cannonball. Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, Yuen and Jiao all have intermediates already. Xiaoling and Shark 1 don't. I give this one to Xiaoling and promise Shark 1 the next. I step out, call Xiaoling, flick the stone into her mouth, and she swallows with a gulp and laughs. Thank you, Master. Now I have an intermediate skill too. Now Sister Shark Eagle can't bully me, and I can pull Brother Shark Arm to my side. Haha. Green tea shark, man snatching always the priority. I tell her to demonstrate. She swims up to the pair, flashes a provoking glance at Shark Eagle, and a melting one at Shark Arm, announces that Master gave her an intermediate stone, and asks if she can show it, then remarks coldly that Sister Shark Eagle should come too, because Xiaoling is stronger now, and she shouldn't be ungrateful. Shark Eagle roars that the little bitch is begging for a beating. She'll eat her. Slyness flashes in Xiaoling's eyes, and then vanishes into aggrieved tears. Brother, Sister Shark Eagle is bullying me, and Shark Arm, helpless between a cold tsundere and a cute green tea, sighs inwardly that if they were 2-headed sharks, he could have a cold royal sister and a cute lowlie at once, still unable to let go of one body multiple pleasures. Xiaoling then concentrates water elements in her mouth, condensing a blue ball like Shark Arm's, thrusts her body forward, and a jet shoots out with enormous impact. It strikes the giant ice floe I just came down from, opens a large hole, and punches straight through. Stronger than Shark Arm's water arrow barrage. His is a rapid-fire pistol. Hers is a single-shot cannonball. Not even in the same breath. I nod with satisfaction and walk inside. Xiaoling circles Shark Arm afterward, provoking Shark Eagle until Shark Eagle is grinding her teeth, saying she isn't afraid of Xiaoling's ranged attack because in close combat Xiaoling is no match. And Xiaoling tongue out replies she won't let Shark Eagle close the distance. She'll just kite her forever. Shark Arm finally intervenes. Don't fight. Sister Shark Eagle is our big sister. And Xiaoling snorts fine, for Brother Shark Arm's sake, and swims off to test the high-pressure water gun's range, volume, and stamina cost on a lone ice floe. Shark Eagle murmurs thanks for smoothing things over, and Shark Arm is stunned mid-gloat, dancing inwardly because the cold goddess just thanked him, possibility of progression, etc., before Shark Eagle reassumes her posture and declares she still won't fall for him. Pervert? She means perverted shark. Tsundere ruins a life, I think to myself. Back inside, I count what came off the ice floe. 10 Tier 1 ghost crystals, 10 Tier 2, 1 Tier 3 beast core, for 200 plus 500 plus 100 equals 800 spiritual energy, plus leftover 10 makes 810. I strengthen my physique. The notification sounds. Tier 3 physique. Power floods me as if a punch could shatter rock, and soaking in the ice sea all night would not chill me. My body reshapes. I grow to 185 centimeters, and my face settles into something that in my past life would have been a face I could live off. Muscle fills me. Fitness surges, including the kidneys. A day and a night wouldn't weaken me. The nickname Scrawny Dog is no longer mine. The panel updates. Jinpeng, spiritual energy 410, tier 3 physique, 410 over 800 to next. Skills none, tier 3 beast pets, Jiao Shark times 4, blizzard bear 1, high-pitched dolphin 1, with a tier 3 physique and 6 tier 3 beast pets. What is there to fear here? I opened a mysterious blueprint from the chest. White light notification. Synthesis blueprint for the Desert Eagle pistol. Usable to synthesize the Desert Eagle and its specialized ammunition. Much more famous than the revolver, presumably stronger. I checked the recipe. Iron ingot 5, iron nail 5, wood 5 for the gun. Iron ingot 1 and gunpowder 1 per 10 bullets. Same as the revolver. I synthesize 1 and weigh it in my palm. Desert Eagle, exquisite grade. Holds 10 rounds, max range 250 meters. Extreme penetration, can pierce tier 3 sea beasts easily. Durability 100 to 100. Range 250 m. Damage to tier 3s. Far superior to the revolver in both axes. An idea blooms. Sell the revolvers. Most people are still using bows, slingshots, and basketballs as weapons. Revolvers would be instantly popular. The reason I held off before was that the revolver was my only ranged option, and an ill-intentioned buyer might point one at me. But I now have the Desert Eagle, Shark Arm, and Shaoling both have range skills, and only I can synthesize the revolver's bullets. I can ration those and keep the balance. It's time to phase out the revolver. I yawn and go to bed, calling Yuan Yuan over to warm the quilt, then kissing her face all over because a little bear that cute was born to be cuddled until bald. Master, stop kissing, it's so itchy, haha. I am essentially kissing a lowlie and I refuse to feel shame about it. I fall asleep with a warm rice ball against me. I oversleep until noon of the 4th day. I promised Jiao Jiao we'd go find the elemental pearl today. I've already lost half of it. Shark Eagle relays that a cow, Fui, a woman, is coming over to look for me, which can only be Suwol, the only woman on the raft. She asks if she may enter for a deep communication. I let my imagination take a lap and say yes. She eyes the 5 tier 3 beasts outside, petrified, but Jiao Jiao greets her cheerfully. Beautiful girls are popular everywhere, and Suwol waves back, envying the security of being surrounded by 6 tier 3 pets. She walks in and sees me up from the bed, with Yuan Yen clinging to my arm. A cute polar bear, she gasps. Tier 3 too. She reads from the panel, and the count clicks over in her head. Great God, Jinpeng has 6 tier 3 pets, plus whatever he himself is. At least 3rd order strength with a pistol in hand. Most powerful chosen one in her experience. I size her up in turn. Her clothes got shredded in last night's fight, leaving peekaboo patches of snow-white skin. In darkness and shark blood I hadn't noticed. I squeeze my right hand in the air on a size estimate. At least a D, possibly an E, much bigger than Yusion. Yusion is practically flat beside her. I ask what deep communication she wanted and her face flushes, which only adds to the effect, the lamb in tiger's den posture. She clears her throat and says she wants to make a trade. A PY trade, I tease. She takes PY earnestly as meaning Peng Yu, friend, says she's happy to be friends, willing even to be girlfriend. Great God is so powerful and handsome, her face goes red like first love, and my face goes full of black lines. Are there really still such naive girls? I push past and ask what she is actually here for. She asks, does Great God sell pistols? She explains, their cold weapons can't inflict fatal damage on sea beasts. She can see I must have a mysterious blueprint. She wants to buy one. I tell her buying is fine, but I don't take wood, food, ice. I want minerals, coal, beast cores, ghost crystals, rare items. She produces a parchment and I lose my composure. A mysterious blueprint. What does it synthesize, I ask. A diving suit. I stroke my chin. 4th day, haven't gone into the sea yet, but an undersea forest means other underwater things too. Mineral veins, for one, and Shark Eagle and the others wouldn't know a vein if they bumped into it. A diving suit would let me work the seabed directly. I'm very interested, I tell her, and offer 1 revolver and 100 bullets for the blueprint. The blueprint, I stress, not a single finished suit. Whoever holds the blueprint monopolizes the suit business, and down the line, when everyone has stabilized enough to think about exploring the ocean, value will balloon. She says no problem. I tell her to go back and I'll make the gun. She thanks me and leaves. I still need saltpeter, so I ping Yusion on the communication channel. She's preparing lunch and sends an image. Seafood barbecue, grilled fish, shrimp, crab, abalone oiled dripping juice sprinkled with chili powder and cumin she somehow found. I ask for 30 saltpeter and promise something good in return, and she sends them over through the trade platform. I'll make 300 bullets with this. Only charcoal is lacking. I toss 100 logs into the furnace with the 20 coal from the chest as fuel, which runs 10 times faster than ordinary wood. 1 coal converts 10 logs to charcoal in a minute. 10 minutes later, 100 logs are charcoal and I've only used 10 coal. I synthesize 30 portions of gunpowder, craft another revolver, and produce 300 bullets, half for the revolver and half for the Desert Eagle. Same materials, incompatible products. Revolver bullets only fit the revolver, Desert Eagle bullets only fit the Desert Eagle, and only I can make the revolvers. The same constraint is exactly what makes selling guns safe. I give my old revolver and 20 bullets to Yosion, telling her she can trade for more bullets with saltpeter, sulfur stone, or minerals. In her tent on the reef island, her eyes go wide and she pings me stunned. Brother Feng, are you really giving it to me? Yes, I reply. After all, you're my employee and I'd prefer you not die, and the blazing mad shark lurking near you isn't a fight you'd win with bows. At least now you can protect yourself. She thanks me effusively, promises to treat me to abalone every day, and when I tell her eating too much abalone causes inflammation, and ask her to just offer herself and have a child for me with a dog head emoji, she shrieks, insists she treats me like a brother, yet eventually admits, blushing, that if we meet in this life, she is willing to have one. I ask if she's setting a death flag. Outside, I hand Suwal the finished revolver and 100 bullets, and she hands me the diving suit blueprint. She is ecstatic. I am satisfied. The blueprint is worth it. The other survivors see the revolver in her hand, and their eyes go round. Men, guns, unbearable temptation, and if a small gun isn't enough, a big gun. And if that isn't enough, a cannon. But they have no mysterious blueprint to trade, so they can only envy. Back in the cabin, I open the blueprint, diving suit, 10 animal hide, 10 glass. Yuan Yan's mother's complete animal hide can be cut into 10. Glass all sourced through the channel. I post, purchasing glass 2 tier 1 sea beast meat per piece. Then I tell Jiao Jiao to lead the way to the elemental pearl and off we go, shark eagle and shark arm pulling. Before leaving though, I sit down to the barbecue Yusion sent, 10 skewers of grilled abalone, 5 on each, 50 abalones, the aroma of a street stall filling the cabin, and dragging me back to past life summers at barbecue joints with beer. A life that cannot be returned to. Yuan Yan's nose works keenly. She sniffs, wakes, stares with drool. I give her 5 skewers and she feasts off to the side. Orcs never submit, unless they provide food and housing. Yesterday she was crying for mommy. Today she is eating so happily. One bite is tender and juicy. Yusion's barbecue is genuinely skilled. She sends more. Grilled fish, grilled squid, grilled baby octopus, grilled crab. Barbecue without beer loses half its flavor, so I post in the public channel offering 2 tier 1 sea beast meat per bottle. The channel erupts. Holy crap. 2 days rations for a beer, a local tyrant so rich it's inhumane, and someone with Mautai offers a bottle for 10 tier 1 meat. I accept. Not drinking to ward off cold, just to go with barbecue. And meat I am not short on. There are 400 pieces of tier 1 in the backpack, plus 100 pieces of tier 3 from Yuan Yuan's mother. I crack the Mautai and drink. The channel greedies pile in, offering liquor, wine, stronger and cheaper, and I brush them off, posting a picture of my spread. Barbecue Mutai, roaring bonfire, stove. The lurkers wail, envious, envious. The big shots having the immortal life while we freeze. I, Lu, have drifted for half my life regretting I haven't met a wise master. Let me call you foster father. Red hair among horses, Lu among men, holding the painted halberd of heavens, specializing in stabbing one's foster father. The channel laughs. I push harder. This Mautai is really something. I'm sweating all over. I have to go for a swim to cool off, and the channel roars that I am asking for a beating while they are freezing to death. I laugh until my teeth nearly fall out. I like the feeling of people hating me while being able to do nothing about it. 2 days pass in a flash. Today is the 6th day. 3 check-ins have come and gone. Buns and small sea fish, all gone to me in Yuan Yuan. Over the 3 days I've gathered another 15 tier 1 beast cores, 300 spiritual energy more, 710 total. Not enough for another evolution or physique bump, since both cost 800. I've also tamed 3 more Jiao Sharks and named them Sha-Er, Sha-San, and Sha-Si, running out of imagination. Management scales with size, so I divide the shark pets by gender. Shark Eagle captains the females with Sha Ling as vice captain. Shark Arm captains the males with Shark 1 as vice captain. I remain captain-in-chief, and every non-shark pet, Yuan Yuan and Jiao Jiao included, falls under me directly. Orders go down through Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. Men and women don't mix too closely. I can't let Shark Arm manage the female sharks, or I won't know how many end up pregnant. As numbers grow, I start thinking about a rule like monogamy, then wondering whether to set up a marriage registry for the sharks to avoid madam you wouldn't want your husband to know NTR plotlines. I talk myself out of it. It's my underlings getting cuckolded, not me. And as long as I change girlfriends quickly enough, no one can put a green hat on me. I walk onto the raft to admire the sea. Probably no one else in this entire ice sea world has the leisure to admire scenery. Everyone else is scratching for resources one day at a time. I ask Jiao Jiao how much longer. A few hours, she says. We'll arrive by tonight at the latest. But there's something she isn't sure she should say. Say it. She admits the sea pro clam moves on its own, and during these days other sea beasts may have found it. She doesn't know if it's still in the location she remembers. I roll my eyes. If it isn't there, these 2 days are wasted, and she had better prepare to be steamed. Jiao Jiao breaks into goosebumps and begs for her life. Shark Arm, drooling, seconds the idea. Steamed dolphin is delicious. Shark Eagle prefers red braised. Sha Ling proposes seafood stew. Kelp, shrimp, dolphin. Shark 1 lists traditional benefits of dolphin head: eyes for vision, brain for intelligence, and anti-aging. And Yuan Yan calls dibs on the fin for a cola shark fin dish. Shark Eagle arbitrates: fin to Yuan Yan, head to Shark 1. Body and tail split 3 ways. Red braised for her, steamed for Shark Arm, seafood stew for Xiaoling. I agree. +1. Second, save room for lunch, a feast tonight. The 3 newcomers ask if after the older ones eat the meat, they can have the leftover dolphin soup. Jiao Jiao, horrified, prays the sea pro clam is still there. Sunset less than an hour tonight. I send Jiao Jiao down to check. She swims listlessly, praying. I'll trade 10 years of life for the clam to still be there. Another 20 for many elemental pearls inside. She reaches the seabed, sees the familiar shell, and nearly cries from relief. The clam is huge. Shell alone more than 5 meters. A seashell magnified dozens of times, reflecting sunset colors beautifully. She tries to pry it, but her strength is nothing against that shell, so she resolves to tow it back to me to open. Just as she moves to take it, a terrifying roar almost deafens her, and she senses something huge closing fast from behind. She glances back and goes white, dropping the clam and fleeing without hesitation. A gray mackerel shark is swimming toward her 5 times faster than her top speed. She is already flat out, and she is a snail to this thing. The gap closes from 500 meters to under 10 in less than a minute. Terrified to tears, she cries out to the sky using her sonic oscillation skill, not to deter the gray mackerel shark, but to call me their understood distress signal. Jiao Jiao in danger. My expression goes solemn. For her to call out the enemy must be tier 3 at least. Shark Eagle, Shark Arm. Go, and the 2 dive at once. Jiao Jiao's eyes light up on seeing them. Big brother, big sister, save me. Shark Arm, still thinking about steamed dolphin, mutters that someone has some nerve making a move on their dinner. And Jiao Jiao reflects grimly that if the gray mackerel eats her, maybe scraps will remain, while if the pets eat her there won't be a crumb. Shark Eagle curses Shark Arm for thinking about food right now, and Shark Arm replies he is also thinking about eating her up one day, and she tells him to get lost. What kind of shark is this? Shark Arm asks. He's frightened by that speed. Jiao Jiao, panting, answers. Gray mackerel shark, don't be fooled by its size. The fastest shark in the ocean. Speed at everything. The higher its level, the faster. Almost no sea beast of the same tier keeps up. Known as the fast man of the deep sea. Shark Arm nods. Jiao Jiao, get back to master. We'll handle the fast man. Be careful, it's a tier 3. She bolts for the raft and reports. The gray mackerel shark laughs coldly. 2 ordinary Jiao sharks trying to stop it is a mantis stopping a carriage. Shark Eagle warns it not to get arrogant. The last overbearing fellow has already turned into their dung. And Shark Arm sneers. Just fast. Is that all? Wonder if he's this fast on a female shark's belly. The gray mackerel isn't angered, only grins. He'll see on their wife soon. Shark Eagle snaps, who are you calling wife? Shark Arm declares he'd be happy to hear Sister Shark Eagle called wife, but absolutely won't let this lecher make a move on her, and gathers water elements. Water arrow barrage. At under 10 meters, how fast can you possibly be? The gray mackerel flips its body 90 degrees and glides through the volley untouched, sliding sideways past. The pair split left and right. Shark Arm refuses to accept it. I don't believe I can't kill you, water arrow barrage, and fires again and again like the arrows cost nothing, and the gray mackerel dodges every one. Shark Arm, are you blind? Aim better, Shark Eagle shouts. He aims every time, he insists. It's just too fast. The gray mackerel sneers. Movement speed isn't the whole of it. I read the arrow's trajectory from your eyes and the sound through water, and react. Many know our clan is the fastest. They don't know our reaction is faster still. Unless it's a large area attack, no small-scale shot lands. In the world of martial arts, only speed is invincible. Shark Eagle counters coldly. You've told us your weakness, large area attacks, and still think we can't touch you. The gray mackerel heaves. I told you because I wanted you to know. Movement and reaction aside, our attack speed is faster still. Too fast for you to realize you're dead. It charges Shark Arm, who fires arrows. It glides through and lunges for the bite. Shark Arm, move! Shark Eagle shoves him out of the way, and the gray mackerel's jaws shift to her back, tearing off a piece of flesh. She cries out, Sister Shark Eagle, you bastard, and Shark Arm charges in a rage. But the gray mackerel accelerates ahead, laughing that he loves the way Shark Arm is furious and can't catch him, only fit to eat his dust. Damn it, how can this beast be so fast? Meanwhile, the gray mackerel is already turning, straight toward my raft. On the raft, I look at a panting Jiao Jiao. You say you ran into a tier 3 gray mackerel shark, extremely fast. Yes, master. The fastest shark on the sea, not something an ordinary Jiao shark like Sister Shark Eagle can compete with. Master, you can't even imagine how fast. I think I can imagine. Master, she insists. I'm not joking, that guy is really fast. Jiao Jiao, look behind you. Is that the guy you're talking about? She looks back and indeed, the gray mackerel is already charging over. Its panel unfolds on my bracelet. Gray mackerel shark, tier 3, intermediate extreme speed, movement reaction, and attack speed each plus 200%. Small streamlined body, extremely fast. The fastest among shark-type sea beasts, known as the fast man of the deep sea. Physical defense sacrificed for speed, and far inferior to sea beasts of the same tier. Suitable for steaming or braising, shark meat tonifies the kidneys and strengthens yang. Weak constitutions may give it a try. Adult, untamable. Jiao Jiao gasps that the shark coming at us is the one that hurt sister shark Eagle, fretting that maybe she and the others are already gone. I bark at her to stop the nonsense, but tap the bracelet anyway. 7 Jiao Shark pets still register, and the breath I let out is half a prayer. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm are both alive. Xiaoling and Shark 1 organize the Jiao Sharks into a 5-shark line, Xiaoling centered for the main charge. The mackerel flickers disdain and switches on extreme speed, boasting it will swallow them all. Xiaoling spits a jet from her high-pressure water gun, but the mackerel tilts and slips it like nothing, and her shock is plain. Only I understand. The thing fired extreme speed the moment the water was about to land, doubling its reaction. I order Xiaoling and Shark 1 back. Xiaoling protests that even they cannot match its speed, let alone me, but I shout at them to obey, and they pull back with their subordinates. The mackerel sees through us at once, deciding to kill the master first, then chew the rest into a gift for some brother long along with the sea pearl clam, laughed out in a tongue I cannot follow. I just chamber around in the desert eagle and wait. It leaps from the sea and lunges at me midair. I sneer, raise the pistol, and fire 3 times. 3 rounds bury in its skull, and with no purchase to dodge, the mackerel crashes onto the surface, gasps the last few words, and dies. I only want to yell one thing. Who else? As expected of the deep-sea fast boy, I tell it, you died pretty fast yourself. I ask Xiaoling what it said at the end. She tells me it warned that Brother Long will avenge it, that I am absolutely no match for Brother Long before kicking the bucket. The name sounds like a street thug, and I wonder aloud whether there are dragons in this world. No one can answer, but if so they must be terrifying. I shake the thought off and decompose the corpse, pulling 50 pieces of 3rd order sea beast meat, 1 3rd order beast core, and an intermediate skill stone for extreme speed. The stone doubles movement, reaction, and attack by 200%, and I hand it to Shark 1 since he is the only 3rd order pet without a skill. He thanks me, swallows it, and learns extreme speed. Shark Arm wails over Shark Eagle as if she were dead, until she rolls her eyes and tells him to shut up before she dies of being annoyed rather than bitten. She swims to me, and I see the chunk bitten out of her back, blood running freely. She insists it is a minor wound. A 3rd order beast does not die from it, but I trade 20 pieces of Tier 1 sea beast meat on the platform for hemostatic medicine and bandages. Climb onto her back and bandage her carefully. She nudges Shark Arm, telling him to learn from this, that real care from the master is action and not ghostly wailing. That unlike Xiaoling who loves sweet talk, she values practice. I ask Jiao Jiao if the sea pearl clam is still down there. She nods quickly, eager not to end up as steamed dolphin, only it is too heavy to bring up alone. I tell her to lead the way, Xiaoling and Shark 1 to come into the sea with me. I am wearing the diving suit I just synthesized from 10 units of glass, and I am not wasting it. What none of us notice is another creature drawn by the dead mackerel's blood, watching from the deep, swearing to its dead brother that Brother Long will avenge him. The Sea of Blood is exactly what its name promises. An area dyed red ages ago when 2 Tier 10 beasts fought to mutual destruction, the scent still pulling beasts toward it. Deep in that sea, in a cave, a 10-meter plesiosaur with a 5-meter neck lounges over an 8-meter mother plesiosaur. The pair mid-devotion to reproduction, when the surviving mackerel comes streaking up shouting that something big has happened. The plesiosaur roars at the intruder to shut up. The mother purrs at her husband to let her handle business first, licks his face with her 3-meter tongue charming as a girl in first love, and the two kiss passionately. The mackerel apologizes, calls them sister-in-law dragon and tries to slip away, but the plesiosaur stops it cold and warns it had better be urgent, or it goes into the soup pot. Mackerel 2 tells the story that Big Brother found a sea pearl clam to give to Brother Long, that a human snatched it, that some sorcery killed the elder outright. The plesiosaur's face darkens, asking if number 1 is truly dead after over 10 years of service. Yes. 3 loud bangs from some pitch-black weapon, and it was done. And besides the weapon, the human has 6 Tier 3 pets at least. The plesiosaur lets the regal pressure of the Dragon King of the Sea of Blood roll off himself, freezing the seawater, and roars for the 4 Abyss Sea Kings in the Shark God Squad. The 4 arrive within minutes, the Abyssal Brokenwood, Hammerhead, Great White, and Megalodon, all Tier 4 with an intermediate skill each. The Great White, the only female, asks where the Shark God Squad is, and 9 gray mackerels line up reporting in by number from 3 to 10. Number 1 having been the captain killed by me. The Shark God Squad and 4 Abyss Sea Kings are the plesiosaur's 2 strongest forces, and the squad alone, with its speed and numbers, can match the kings. Each mackerel was hard to cultivate, and number 1 was the only one with an intermediate skill, which is why the plesiosaur is this furious. Number 2 repeats his story, and at the word sea pearl clam every eye lights up, and at number 1's death the cave roars in unison. What should we do? The plesiosaur asks. Revenge, they chant. Number 3 volunteers the squad. The rest take it up. citing their creed about killing gods and Buddhas in the path. The plesiosaur sends them, telling them he only wants the clam, that the human's pets' cores and meat are theirs, with greater rewards if the clam returns. The mackerels charge out at extreme speed behind number 2. After, he turns to the broken wood shark and orders him to shadow the squad with a group of beasts. If things go wrong, he is to bring the clam back. The broken wood protests that the 9 mackerels together would give even the 4 kings a headache, but the plesiosaur reminds him about the mysterious weapon, and the clam must come home. The broken wood obeys. While they confer, I am in my diving suit and dropping in behind Jiao Jiao. The suit pulls oxygen from the air, giving me half an hour underwater, and the blizzard bear pelt lining keeps the cold off. 10 minutes in, Jiao Jiao stops me beside a sea pearl clam, a mollusk that absorbs elements over centuries to form an elemental pearl, hunted to the brink because 1 clam yields 1 pearl per century. Farming is a losing business, and I cannot wait that long either. I try to pry the shell and confirm what she said. It will not budge. With my air running down, I have Xiaoling and Shark 1 carry it up. I find tough seaweeds in the seabed for rope, tie the clam to their dorsal fins, and let them haul it back. On the raft, every pet circles in close, eyes greedy. I take the exquisite grade 5-pronged trident and stab the shell, leaving only a white scratch. 3 close-range shots from the desert eagle leave a small indentation and nothing more. Shark eagle offers to try, gnaws with bite until her fangs nearly shatter, and the shell holds. Having such a prize in front of me and nothing that can open it is agonizing, like a beautiful woman ready for the night who suddenly says it is the wrong week. I will not let it stand, since I still want Shark Eagle and the others to evolve. Then I see the campfire in the wooden house, and the answer arrives. I throw 10 pieces of charcoal in until the flames roar, set the clam over the fire, and let the heat roast the shell. As time drags, I grow more impatient, especially remembering Shark Eagle nearly bitten to death. Numbers and levels are not enough, I realize. They need raw strength. An ordinary Jiao Shark stays ordinary no matter the level. A mackerel or mad shark is a special forces soldier next to that ordinary man. And a variant is a superhuman who can hold off an army alone. I need elites who can each take 100, and an elemental pearl can make Shark Eagle that elite. After 2 hours, the shell is piping hot but intact. I move the heated face in front of Xia Ling and tell her to hit it with the high-pressure water gun at full strength. She blasts it. The sudden temperature drop shatters the brittle shell with a boom, and I finish the clam with the trident. It yields no core, but in its belly I find 3 elemental pearls glowing blue-white, 2 water attribute and 1 ice attribute, the last far rarer than the others. Any creature can consume 1 elemental pearl per lifetime and gains the chance to evolve into a variant, but a second means a body explosion, with juveniles strongly cautioned unless they are variants with 2 cores or more. Jiao Jiao counts the pearls out. 1 for me, 1 for her, 1 for Sister Shark Eagle and the others. Perfect math. I had promised her 1 earlier, but giving it to a juvenile risks her bursting, and Shark Eagle and Shark Arm would benefit far more. I tell her so, soften it with a promise to find her another pearl when grown, and upgrade her meals to 3rd order sea beast meat every sitting for a month. She beams instantly, calling me the best. I swallow a water pearl first, since exploring the ocean is in my future, and the suit only buys me half an hour. White light shimmers, the bracelet pings, and I am 4th order with an intermediate skill, Water Spirit Body, letting me control currents and breathe underwater. My panel shows Jin Peng, Psionic Energy 710, Physique 4th order at 710 of 1600, 3 1st order Jiao Sharks, and 4 3rd order Jiao Sharks plus a blizzard bear and high-pitched dolphin. I briefly worry about gills sprouting on my face, the thought of growing into a merman every time I wash my face, ruining the image entirely, and jump into test. No gills. Instead, a faint blue light covers me underwater, filtering oxygen as external gills, and a thought sends a column of water shooting into the sky and scattering down like a rain of flowers. I love this skill. Not combat power, but with Shark Eagle and the Desert Eagle I do not need to fight personally. I call Shark Eagle and Shark Arm over and toss the Ice Pearl to Shark Eagle and the Water Pearl to Shark Arm. Light covers them. The bracelet confirms each evolved into a 4th order variant Icy Frenzy Shark and Raging Sea Frenzy Shark. Shark Eagle grows to 8 meters, with white ice crystal scales harder than her old hide, cold rolling off them. Her panel adds intermediate frost breath, condensing the body's ice into a freezing exhalation. The system blurb calls her gentle, curious, inclined to bite anything she sees including the fragrant me, suggested as a cold dish with chili and shredded potatoes. Shark Arm's changes are subtler, but his size and fangs swell, his fins lengthen and harden, and his speed rivals a mackerel's. He gains intermediate water arrow barrage at 60 meters, and water wave shield, a body-wrapping water armor soft enough to absorb fierce strikes. I note for myself that the same pearl yields different skills to each consumer. Shark Arm and I both ate the water pearl, but where he got water wave shield, I got water spirit body. Then midnight passes, the system pings the 7th day sign-in, and I realize the last 6 days felt like a century in 1 week. Weekly rewards are richer, the system promises. I sign in. Iron ore 50, copper ore 50, coal 25, 1 mysterious blueprint, 10 tier 2 beast cores, an advanced skill stone for slave contract, and a tier 4 pet called heteromorphic octo shark all land in front of me. I dance on the spot, because only the tier 4 pet matters right now. Light flashes, and a massive beast unfurls. 8 meters, shaped like a shark with a mad shark head but no tail. 8 5-meter tentacles with barbs in its place. Its panel reads Heteromorphic Octo Shark, Tier 4 variant, 3 intermediate skills, and 2 beginner, Black Rain Poison Arrow at over 200 meters that can kill on a graze. Poisonous Fang Bite, Poisonous Tentacles, Black Rain Poison Mist that blinds and damages, and Regeneration that regrows severed tentacles. The description names it a mad shark and giant blue-ringed octopus fusion. A complete pervert who loves a harem since 8 tentacles mate 8 females at once. Recommended cut in half, shark steamed, and octopus into takoyaki. 5 skills is the cap, every one practical, which means he is already stronger than Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. He greets me as master and his gaze swings to Shark Eagle, Sha Ling, Jiao Jiao, and Sha eyes turning to hearts, declaring the raft a paradise. He swims up to Shark Eagle in her ice goddess form, introduces himself as Jangsa, and before she can answer tells her she is the love of his life and they should enter the bridal chamber on the spot so he can satisfy her with his 8 tentacles. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm tell him in unison to get lost. Shark Arm, who has been chasing Shark Eagle for 6 days without success, refuses to let a newcomer take her in seconds and threatens to bite every tentacle off. Jangsa shrugs that he regenerates anyway. Watching them argue, Shark Eagle's eyes light up, since if the two restrain each other no one is left to bother her, and she congratulates herself for being a genius. After bickering, Jangsa moves on to Sha Ling and Sha who recoil, and even Jiao Jiao does not escape. When she pleads they are different species with no good outcome, he counters that he is already a hybrid and a baby with her dolphin genes would have shark strength, octopus agility, and dolphin intelligence. She retreats, pointing out she is still a juvenile, asking if he is not afraid of prison time, and he replies that she is not a human and this uncle loves little Lois most. She yelps to me that this uncle is a pervert, and I tell myself the monogamy system must be strictly implemented. Without monogamy, Jangsa alone will ravage every female on the raft, and as the big brother I cannot have my lackeys cuckolded. With him here I have the full set of scumbags and green tea bitches. I sigh, glancing at him and then at Sha Ling, deciding they are a match and I should set them up. I move on to the rest. Copper, iron, coal go into the backpack. The advanced skill stone is slave contract, letting me contract any creature into a slave. Orders absolute, no refusal. Until now I could only tame juveniles like Jiao Jiao and Yuan Yuan, but with this I can take adults, and any creature includes humans. A wicked smile creeps up at the thought of getting Yusion and Suol to sign one and dressing them in maid outfits and lingerie. I learn the skill, my panel updating with advanced slave contract and intermediate water spirit body. My pets at 3 first order Jiao Sharks, 2 third order Jiao Sharks plus blizzard bear and high-pitched dolphin, and 3 fourth order and ice sea frenzy shark, raging sea frenzy shark, and heteromorphic octo shark. I daydream about contracting a 10th order, then admit I would need my ancestral graves to catch fire and lightning to strike before that kind of luck. The blueprint turns out to be the wooden handle grenade recipe, a weapon of mass destruction landing in my lap. It needs wood, gunpowder, and a fuse, and I curse myself for burning my whole gunpowder stash on bullets too soon. Wood I can refill at the undersea forest, and 10 fuses come from 1 linen rope at the crafting table, cheap on the trade platform. Power should not be less than the Desert Eagle. Finally, I exchanged the 11 beast cores for 600 psionic energy, bringing me to 1310. I lay a hand on Sha Ling and tell her evolve beast pet. She becomes a 4th order Jiao Shark, weaker than Shark Eagle but adding to the force. I tell the pets to rest and head back at dawn, scoop up Yan Yuan to warm the bed and lie down. Yan Yuan, resigned to this for 3 days running, sighs while serving as a fluffy hot water bottle. I am about to drift off when the bracelet lights up brilliant blue and a cold voice rings out, congratulating the surviving chosen ones on passing the initial trial. Over 1 billion now first order with many at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The regional combat power leaderboard opens today, showing rankings within 10 kilometers. And starting this month, the last 3 days of every month will be polar night. Sun and stars gone, all beasts and water ghosts berserk and stronger than usual, attacking chosen ones in a frenzy. The voice ends hoping to see us alive in a month, with a soft suggestion that if we cannot hold on, death is not a bad release. The voice fades, but my heart will not settle. A month in this world is 28 days. Today is the 7th, so the polar night is just over 2 weeks out. The concept is simple. Polar nights exist on planet Blue. 3 days without sun. But here it is different, with terrifying beasts, water ghosts, and merman pirate crews treating it as their hunting season. And the chosen ones who have not strengthened will be rations. I open the communication channel and find chaos. The channel is an avalanche of panic and bravado, some declaring everyone dead, others retorting 9.5 billion humans cannot be chewed through in 3 days, others envying the strengthened, a 3rd order chosen one advising the rest to strengthen physique, gather food and weapons, and huddle in 50-kilometer groups, followed by catcalls and lewd offers. Then the gangs roll in. The Zacian gang opens recruitment promising team leader for second order, elder or vice leader for third order, and the leader chair itself to any fourth order. A Jadi gang answers. A Zhaihai gang piles on, and someone suggests they merge into a Jia planet gang and blow up the whole world. The IC Management Bureau and West Sea Tang Clan throw banners in. Then a Sacred Fire Meow Meow cult announces itself with an absurd slogan. A Bright Moon Woof Woof cult objects. A Starlight Squeak Squeak cult objects to the objection. And a cat versus dog brawl breaks out in text. I am dumbstruck and half tempted to start a cult of my own, looking at Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, Sha Ling, Shark One, and Jangsa asleep. A name forms the Cold Wind Sha Sha cult, slogan piercing cold, and a chorus of awoos. I leave it and message Yusion privately, warning her the polar night arrives in 2 weeks, that even though her area has no water ghosts and few beasts, the blazing mad shark is worth watching. She tells me not to worry, and proudly adds she is now a first-order chosen one with 2 powerful pets. She sends a photo of herself with a lobster and a crab the height of a person. The lobster is Big Lobster, nicknamed Shrimp Soldier, second order, no skills yet, claws strong and hard shell bulletproof, a lobster leader who can summon lobsters, recommended spicy or as a farm for endless crawfish, someone else's pet, untamable. The crab is Big Crab, Crab General, second order, with basic hard shell shrugging off third order strikes, and basic dissolving bubbles spitting acidic bubbles. A crab leader who can summon smaller ones, recommended braised or as a farm. She asks how impressive they are. I tell her honestly, very impressive, not flattery. Compared to Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, and Jangsa they are weak, but fewer than 1 in 100,000 chosen ones have a pet at all, and most of those are skillless first-order tiddlers. 2 second-order pets, one with 2 primary skills, is a feat almost no one else can match. The Crab General especially tempts me, since his defense shrugs off a third-order strike, and I imagine that if he had met the mackerel yesterday, it would have been the mackerel who was unlucky. My pets fill every other role. Blizzard Bear as warrior, Shark Arm and Sha Ling as marksman, Jiao Jiao as support, Shark Eagle as mage, Jangsa as assassin, ordinary Jiao Sharks as roamers and infantry. But I have no proper tank. Looking at Yusion all smiles with a peace sign. I envy her a little. This girl is lucky. Dropped into a hot spring sea, drifted to a reef island with endless seafood, and now with 2 strong pets, plus a handsome, dashing, gentle, considerate big boss like me supplying water and weapons. She is practically a female lead template. She crows that I must be jealous, and even if I am, she will still treat me as a brother. I am speechless. I tell her she is getting cocky and forgetting who the boss is, and send a photo of myself with Jiao Jiao and Yuan Yan. She loses her mind in capitals, calling me too awesome, admitting 2 pets felt impressive, until she saw mine. 2 third orders with 3 primary skills and an intermediate skill, a cute polar bear and a pretty dolphin against her uglier 2. I chuckle. Jiao Jiao and Yen Yuan are juveniles, not even a tenth of my real combat power. If she saw Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, and Jangsa, she would faint. She mentions everyone in the public chat is recruiting against the Polar Knight, the Explosive Heaven Gang, Holy Fire Meow Meow Sect, and Bright Moon Doggy Sect, now the 3 biggest factions, and asks if I have thoughts. None for now, I tell her, and she says the same. She lives well, food and drink, warm and safe, could stay here forever. I agree, and we say goodnight. I check the bracelet, which now has a regional combat power ranking module on top of the 5 I knew. First place, Jin Peng, 4th order chosen one. That is the whole list, since I am the only one in range. I have no idea what use it has beyond settling who is boss in gangs, and level is not the same as real combat power anyway, since weapons, pets, experience, and injuries all matter. Having pets versus not being night and day for me. I yawn, mutter I will figure it out later, and reach for Yan Yuan again. Jangsa apologizes, telling me I may not sleep tonight, since a large group of third-order gray mackerels is closing in, fierce and looking for revenge. Yan Yuan thinks bitterly that if Master cannot sleep, she was just played with for nothing. Accomplices of the dead mackerel, I ask, my expression tightening. I walk out, load the pistol, and scope through the telescope. 9 gray mackerels rush in with bloody mouths open. Every 1/3 order speed extreme. Jangsa relays for me, they call themselves the Shark God Squad. Here to take back the clam and avenge their elder brother. I hold up a piece of sea beast meat and tell Jangsa to tell them their big brother is already in this form. Jangsa shouts and gestures. The 9 roar in rage. If they want revenge, they can have it. The matter of Shark Eagle nearly bitten to death is unsettled, and old and new scores can close together. Shark Eagle and Shark Arm answer. Fighting spirit up. Shark Arm especially fired up at the thought of the female he is chasing being savage to protect him, and I let him have his unilateral declaration that Shark Eagle is his wife already. I warn Jangsa there are 9 mackerels, and he must be careful. He scoffs they are broken bricks and tiles. I remind him they are the fastest beasts of their rank, faster than 4th order. He scoffs again, calling them shark heads on sale, and the line throws me off because it sounds like a war ballad. In jest, I tell him his bravery rivals Lubu's of old, and he must strike the pack hard. What is a Lubu, he asks. Long story, I tell him. A very powerful warrior called the God of War. I will explain when we are back. He brightens, declaring he wants to be a God of War too, just like Lubu. I freeze, since Lubu also famously turned on his masters, and tell him privately he had better not learn that part. He waves his tentacles as if asking me to admire them as Lubu's sky piercer halberd, and I think privately that a stab from Lubu's halberd I might survive. But 8 of these I am dead. Mackerel 2 roars that the blood debt must be repaid, that today either they die or we do, and the 9 charge our raft. I send Jiao, Shark Eagle, and Shark Arm, telling them to show these sharks the power of a variant. The rest stay to guard the raft. Jiao proposes 3 each. He takes 2, 3, 4. Shark Eagle takes 5, 6, 7. Shark Arm takes 8, 9, 10. Jiao opens with black rain poison mist, dark green corrosive venom vaporizing on contact into a thick cloud that swallows him and 3 mackerels. They lose their target, calling out for one another, until 4 feels something slippery beside him, asks if it is second brother, and is cut off mid-wail. Blood thickens the water and the sound of chewing follows. Jiao hunting in the dark with sharp venomous tentacles and feeding bite by bite. 3 roars for one-on-one, calling the sneak attack cowardly. Jiao smiles thinly, lets the mist clear, appears in front of him with a pitch-black water arrow already in his mouth, and releases black rain poison arrow. The arrow enters the mouth, exits the tail, kills outright, and the corrosive venom melts everything inside to skeleton and core. 2 charges in suicidal fury, and without looking Jiao raises a tentacle, coils him tight, and lifts him to his mouth to be bitten in half. 3 mackerels in under a minute, only 3 third-order cores left. 8, 9, and 10 throw everything at Shark Arm and bite him with sharp fangs. A thin blue water film, water wave shield, snaps over him and stops the teeth cold, unbreakable to them. Even the new Shark Arm cannot match mackerel speed, so he simply defends. Once they are exhausted, he releases water arrow barrage and the arrows pierce them through. Shark Eagle, without mist or shield, lifts her head, lets bone-chilling cold roll off until the seawater freezes, and exhales frost breath in a spinning sweep that freezes everything within 100 meters into solid ice, nearly catching my raft in it. 5, 6, and 7, within 10 meters, freeze into ice cubes instantly. Shark Eagle swims over and gnaws on their tails like a frozen seafood platter, hungry enough that I am hungry watching, and I shout in my head to save some for me. The mackerels are not dead yet, only frozen and conscious, feeling her gnaw through them while the ice numbs the pain, never knowing how much is left, ending in dread. A painless but cruel punishment. After finishing the 3, Shark Eagle pats her belly with a fin and spits out 3 cores. Jiao hands me 3 of his own and Shark Arm 3 more. 9 third-order cores, 900 psionic energy, enough to evolve Shark 1 too. I call him over, evolve him to Tier 4, and now I hold 5 Tier 4 pets. With that, the polar night could begin this instant, and I would not fear it. I tell them to sleep and head back at dawn. The watch reads 4 in the morning, 3 hours until light, and I still have not slept. Scavenging by day and fighting beasts by night, I cannot get a proper rest. I play with Yuan a little and finally drop off, leaving her tousled and on the verge of tears, complaining inwardly that her master treats her as a toy to handle as he pleases. In a far sea area, the broken wood shark watches everything with his squad. He expected a one-sided battle in which the shark god squad would butcher me like wolves on lambs, and he was right that it was his squad that was crushed. 9 mackerels gone in under a minute to 3 Tier 4 variants. He knows the squad's strength intimately, and admits even the 4 kings would struggle against them with number 1, so 3 variants of this caliber breaking them means the kings fall too in time. Only Brother Long can step in personally, a Tier 5 ancient sea beast against 3 Tier 4 variants making short work. Ancients are extremely rare, going back hundreds of millions of years, huge and physically extreme, where variants are superpowered or genetically modified. Ancients are bloodline warriors of ancient beast blood. Mosasaurus, Plesiosaur, Leopleurodon, Ichthyosaurus among them, their physical strength likely superior to a variant of the same tier. He mutters at me to enjoy my arrogance and orders his troops back. Back in the cave, after the report, the Plesiosaur is furious, demanding to know whether the squad was really wiped out and the pearl really taken. Yes, the Broken Wood says nervously, and recounts everything in detail. The Plesiosaur is dismissive until he hears the 3 Tier 4 variants, and stops in his tracks. The Broken Wood guesses they evolved off the pearl. The mother cuts in to console her husband. That 3 variants plus the human's mysterious weapon means we cannot act before knowing ourselves and the enemy. The Plesiosaur agrees. The squad is already gone. No more losses can be borne. The Broken Wood agrees too, his selfish motive being not to be killed in seconds. Himself. The mother proposes they wait for the polar night. When their combat power rises by half, all beasts go crazy, and they incite other beasts to test the human first, then decide based on what they see, taking advantage when both sides are injured to kill him. A good plan. The plesiosaur nods hatefully. Let him live another half-month and learn the price of offending me. If I could hear them, I would be amazed by the mother's brain and conclude that not all beasts are brawn over wits. A baby's cry sounds in the cave, the mother going to feed. The male looks crestfallen, their couple time having shrunk since the children. The mother notices, kisses his face, and promises to feed him tonight, and his eyes light up. The broken wood has long since slipped out to avoid eating a belly full of dog food. After waking, I set off back to the undersea forest. Before leaving, I dive again and find tough giant seaweeds, take 25 over 10 meters each, and braid them in fives, the way 5 chopsticks are iron where one is brittle, into ropes to replace the linen rope at harness, since the linen rope is needed for grenade fuses. I tie them between the raft and the dorsal fins of Jiangsa, Shark Eagle, Shark Arm, Xiaoling, and Shark 1. 5 sharks pulling a raft where in legend there were 9 dragons pulling a coffin. Looking at 5 tier 4 beasts, 3 variants, lined up at harness, I feel invincible. At my command, the 5 pull together and the raft moves much faster than the trip out, which took nearly 3 days with only Shark Eagle and Shark Arm. 5 tier 4 sharks pull more than twice that, and we are near the undersea forest within a day of leaving, 2 hours from arrival. New week, first day of sign-in. Streaks bring richer rewards, the system says, and last week was a tier 1 Jiao Shark a day, so I hope for tier 2 Jiao Shark, or a tier 1 Mad Shark. The pings arrive. Iron ingot 10, copper ingot 10, tier 1 core 10, tier 1 beast pet gray mackerel shark 1. A small mackerel, smaller than a same tier Jiao Shark appears, and even at tier 1 the species is the embodiment of speed. If sign-in keeps giving mackerels this week, I can field at least 6 of them and form my own mobile squad. And the name is sitting right there, the Shark God Squad. Once enemies, now admired by me for their spirit of repaying kindness, avenging grievances, and sharing honor in disgrace, they become my private force, partly because I admire them, and partly because I am terrible at naming. The new mackerel bows as master, female voice cold and aloof like Shark Eagle. This sign-in alternates male and female. Shark Arm then Xiaoling through to Jiangsa, landing the count at 5. I name her Shark 5 and make her captain. She accepts, swearing on her fangs. I tell Shark Eagle and Shark Arm to treat her as sister now and drop old grievances, especially since she is a tiny shrimp compared to them. Shark Arm of course swims right up wearing his wicked smile and tries his not a good shark line. Shark 5 frowns and slips behind the others. Shark Eagle rolls her eyes and asks if I really mean to reform the squad. Yes, I tell her. It would be a pity to let such a strong squad disappear. Even she does not deny their power against ordinary beasts. I move on. Cores have doubled to 10 a day. 200 psionic energy. 10 iron ingots means 100 bullets daily with enough powder. Copper ingots I have no use for yet. Maybe a bronze vessel for fun, knowing full well anyone in this world would flame me for the thought. But the system has stopped sending food, the buns and small fish gone, and I will live on seafood barbecue and sea beast meat now. Shark Eagle keeps pulling. Shark 5 follows behind, leaving Shark 3, and the others far behind despite being tier 1. Jiangsa tells me there is a situation ahead, a sea turtle coming our way. Eat it, I tell him. Then he adds that Sewell is on top. I step out and there she is, on a giant sea turtle, exhausted, like fleeing for her life. The turtle is tier 2, with elementary nitrogen acceleration ejecting nitrogen from the tail for 10 seconds at 10 times speed, and elementary iron block defense pulling the body into the shell. Fast for a turtle, suitable for stewing with nourishing turtle meat, said to make the short and weak powerful and brave. Someone else's pet. Untamable. I bristle inwardly at being called short and weak. I grumble briefly and focus on Sewell panicking like a headless fly. Has something happened at the undersea forest? I tell Jiangsa to bring her over. Jiangsa breaks the rope and rockets across, appearing in front of her in a few breaths, ferocious face and stabbing tentacles, nearly making her faint. She screams as wet, slimy tentacles wrap her, weeping that she has not yet been in love or enjoyed the pleasures of being a woman, eyes shut tight, awaiting death. He coils 4 tentacles around her limbs, flips her upside down, binds her shamefully, eyes glowing at her figure, and if I were not here, she would have been dealt with on the spot. He brings her to me. She keeps screaming with eyes shut that she will do anything if I will not eat her. Anything includes becoming my slave for life, I ask playfully, and she nods, yes, yes, yes. And bearing my child I press, and again she promises she is willing as long as I do not eat her. Before her eyes snap open and she sees a speechless me. She stammers my name, Great God Jin Peng, asking why I am here. I ask why she is not at the undersea forest. She glances back at Jiangsa, still afraid, and I order him to release her. Reluctantly he does. She reads his panel, a 4th order variant, shocked. I press her on the chase. Yes, someone is after her. She begs for rescue, throwing the bearing a child offer back in. Privately I admit, it does not sound like a losing deal. Who? I ask. She is a 2nd order chosen one. A group of underwater ape men, she says, a race I have never heard of, between fishmen and humans. I lift the binoculars and see a sailing ship accelerating in, dilapidated 10 meters long, 5 meters high. Missing wood. Deck shattered. Cabin taking water. Still moving. On the deck I see figures covered in dark green scales. Not fishmen, but not humans either. On the ship, the ape men wear evil smiles, boasting the little woman cannot escape, that fishman bosses love pretty tender women and will pay high. A 3-meter ape man, robust and strong, the leader and captain, laughs and promises that the hull plus this woman sets them up for 3 years 10 pieces of third-order sea beast meat each. Long live the boss, they shout. Ape men can swim much faster than the ship, the captain notes. The ship is only for cargo. He walks over to a large iron cage taller than a man, black cloth covered, smelling, as he puts it, the scent of gold coins, telling himself if he sells this guy he is set for life. The kind of line that brings disaster right behind it. A subordinate reports they have caught up, but the woman is on a raft with a man and many beasts not to be trifled with, suggesting they give up since they have already made a fortune. The captain snaps at the cowardice and demands they catch her anyway. The subordinate stammers the other side has a very powerful beast. The captain declares himself Jigay, a third-order underwater ape man, and orders the ship closer. Under Jigay's pressure, the helmsman sails full speed, closing on my raft. He bellows for Gunner 2 to bring out the damn bronze cannon. On the raft, I sneer that they really dare come, confident with 5 Tier 4 pets and 3 variants. Sewell tells me their leader is a third-order ape man. I ask back, and then she realizes how foolish the warning was. Then she adds that the ape men have cannons. My face changes, since if it is a railgun I cannot handle it. She tells me they are ordinary kind, range over 1,000 meters as far as she has seen, power depending on shells, which she does not know either. I breathe easier. Anything below railgun and I am fine. While we talk, they roll out a bronze cannon and aim. The captain steps onto the deck, sizing us up with a sinister grin, ordering his men not to damage the beauty since she is worth a great deal. And as for the man, dead is fine. Gunner 2 aims at me, reports ready. The captain shouts fire. A thunderous roar and a bronze ball streaks at me like a meteor. Shark arm, intercept, I shout. He opens his mouth, condenses water elements, and uses water arrow barrage. The arrows meeting the ball mid-air and piercing it through. It explodes, shrapnel flying everywhere, and Shark Arm uses water wave shield wrapping his body and blocking the fragments, the shield concentrating defense in one direction like armor. More, the captain shouts. All the cannons blow him to pieces. 3 more cannons roll out. 4 shells fire at me at once. Shark Arm intercepts the shells. Shark Eagle freezes their cannons. Jangsa dismantles the ship. Shark Arm picks off the shells with water arrows. Shark Eagle uses frost breath, the chill freezing all 4 cannons. One ape man with his hand on a cannon catches the cold. His frozen hand snaps off, and he howls. His crewmates roll their eyes, telling him a severed hand is normal in this line of work, that at least it is only his left and he can still eat and wipe. Just inconvenient. He wails that since his teens, his left hand and he have been more than friends, and even now they still meet at night, and the others have no time to complain about the weirdo, because the ship is shaking violently. What is going on? The captain panics. A sea beast is dismantling the ship from behind. The report comes. Just one, but a Tier 4 variant with intermediate skills. More than one. His face curdles like a man who has eaten feces. Jangsa fires Black Rain poison arrow, a single bolt corroding more than half the ship on impact. The strike cannot rapid fire, the only flaw, but where Shark Arm's barrage is a machine gun, this is armor piercing. The ship is on the verge of collapse. You have pets, the captain shouts. So do I. High voltage electric eel. Come out. A 7-meter loach-like creature, sea snake long with sharp teeth, surfaces. The panel reads high voltage electric eel. Third order, intermediate 50,000 volts that releases 50,000 volts and cooks anyone through. A magical beast that if tamed gives endless electricity good for stew despite the looks. Adult. Untamable. I send Sha-Er, Sha-On, Sha-Si, Shark 5, and Jiao Jiao far away. Since whatever 50,000 volts means, no first order or juvenile is taking an intermediate skill from a third order beast. Sewell, come with me inside, I tell her. She is stunned, then remembers the bearing a child line and flushes red, wondering if happiness is coming this suddenly, if it is too rushed with so many enemies outside, if her voice will be heard, if I have a thing for the outdoors. Get on the bed, I tell her. Ah, she stammers, even redder. I order her again in a commanding tone, and she scrambles up, hand at her collar, debating whether to undress, worrying that being too proactive will mark her as a bad girl, finally asking if we are going to, sleep. Sure, I tell her. If you are tired, nap first. She is bewildered. The eel will discharge any moment, I explain. The raft underside has been soaked for a week and conducts electricity, and the wooden bed is dry, an insulator, with cotton pad and quilt also insulators, so she will not be electrocuted. Ah, she breathes, slightly disappointed. She had been looking forward to it. She screams in her own heart she was actually looking forward to it. I toss Yuan Yuan onto the bed with her, climb onto the roof of the wooden house, the safest spot. The eel rushes the raft at extreme speed. Sparks on its body. Shark Arm, Shaoling, Shark 1, act as you see fit. The captain orders the eel to electrocute me. It releases 50,000 volts. Shark Arm and Xiaoling rush forward to block with barrage and high-pressure water gun. But water conducts, the current travels back along their streams into them, and both cry out. Move aside, I tell them, ignoring Shark Arm's protest, and silently pull the Desert Eagle. The eel lunges out, bloody maw open, diving at me. I fire 3 times. The bullets pierce its body, it wails and crashes back into the ocean. Shark Eagle now. Icy blast. The eel freezes into a sculpture floating in the sea. She wants to rush in and eat it, but I stop her. Attacking it frozen helps it break out. The ape men first. Fine, she says, letting it live a little longer. Zhuge yells that even the eel cannot match this human, that they will go up themselves, and leaps into the water first. Shark Eagle freezes the surface, and a string of thuds follows as 10 ape men slam onto the ice, especially Zhuge the heaviest, who dove headfirst and cratered the ice with his skull, screaming it hurts like hell. Now I check their panel. Underwater ape man Jege. Tier 3, no skills yet, a species between merman and ape men, with merman strength and ape man agility. Breathing underwater and spitting high-pressure water from the mouth. Tier 3, nothing hard. Jege is the only Tier 3, the rest Tier 1 or 2. Charge, do or die, he yells, no longer stupid, knowing a peaceful retreat is impossible. Privately, he plans to escape, report to his merman bosses, watch them hunt me in force, then capture and sell me himself, keeping the recovered loss. I stay still and call Jangsa silently. 8 tentacles spear up through the ice, killing every ape man but Jege instantly, dragging the bodies into the sea to be eaten. Only Jege remains. You used sea beasts, he protests. You sneak attacked, sore loser. My principle, I tell him. If I can use my hands, I do not use my mouth. If I can pay, I do not do it myself. If I can gang up, I never one-on-one. Any last words, I ask coldly. He asks for one thing. Speak. Refusing to accept defeat by beasts, he demands a duel. If he wins, he leaves with cargo. If he loses, life and cargo are mine. I laugh softly and look at him like an idiot. As long as I order my pets, his life and cargo are already mine. So a duel changes nothing for me. So you mean to swarm, he asks. Not exactly, I yawn. I agree. For someone like you, I am enough on my own. I have eaten a bit much lately and want exercise, and I will lower the difficulty by going barehanded. I step onto the ice and beckon. Heh, in that case I will not be polite. He bares his fangs, charges, stops 5 meters off, spits a sharp stream of water, a basic ape-man ability, much weaker than Xiaoling's gun but spear sharp. I do not dodge. He smiles. The stream will only injure, not kill, and he would rather see me live in pain than die quickly. But the water turns midair, swerves around me, reverses, and accelerates back at him. Impossible, he shouts, too fast to dodge, and is killed when his own stream pierces his throat. No mercy. Water spirit body is really useful, I tell myself. I can manipulate water freely and even reflect an enemy's water attack. I used water spirit body to manipulate the currents and reflect his jet, and I never fight a battle I am not prepared for, which is why I agreed so quickly. Even close combat I could have driven seawater at him from below. Either way, he was doomed. I walk over and decompose him, getting 10 hard scales and nothing more. No ghost crystals or cores. Underwater ape men yield no cores, probably because intelligent species do not. Fortunately, Zhuge mentioned plenty of cargo. Otherwise, this would have been a heavy loss. I step onto the sailing ship, Desert Eagle ready, alert for survivors. No one is left, only wooden crates. These crates are a storage device like my backpack, made from wood at the crafting table, 50 slots each, holding 50 wood or 50 stones or 50 assorted items, not infinite. Refrigerators also exist, made of ice cubes, food only, holding meat, apples, buns, rice, and fresh water against expiration. I open a crate and my eyes go wide. 50 pieces of wood inside, 10 such crates, 500 total, the most I have ever seen. 100 iron ore and 100 copper ore on top, smeltable into 100 ingots each, plus 2 crates of 50 iron ingots and 50 copper ingots smelted, and a crate of coal. I have struck it rich. I will keep robbing ape men's ships, and fishmen's ships too, since ape men treat fishmen as bosses, employees on Mercedes-Benzes meaning the bosses on a Maserati. A horse does not get fat without nightgrass, a man without windfall wealth. Since the fishmen have a pirate group, I might as well form one targeting both. The Beast King Pirates. 4 bronze cannons remain frozen on the deck, and I am not letting them go. Beneath the cannons is another crate, holding 20 bronze cannonballs, 20 black iron cannonballs, and a blueprint. The bracelet pings, the cannonball synthesis blueprint, unlocking both recipes. Only the cannonballs, no cannon synthesis. A shame since with that I could sell the Desert Eagle, but 4 bronze cannons here is enough to play with. The cannons panel reads, Bronze cannon, exquisite grade, range 1,000 meters, usable with both shells. A direct hit can heavily wound a tier 4 beast. Durability 85 of 100. Bronze is single target impact, black iron explodes for blast plus shrapnel. The recipes need copper ingot 5 and gunpowder 20 for bronze, iron ingot 5 and gunpowder 20 for black iron. Cannonball freedom is a way off, the bottleneck being gunpowder, and only Usion can supply saltpeter and sulfur. I rub my temples and decide that for the sake of cannonball freedom, Usion will work overtime. 997, 12 hours a day, 100 portions each of sulfur and saltpeter daily. No sleep, no overtime pay. Then I catch myself feeling like a black-hearted boss and almost back off before deciding, hey, the conscience can go if the money comes.